All right. Apologies for the delay, everybody. We are going to get right into this. I would say a blockbuster show with myself and Baron. I showed Baron. Baron's the only one who knows exactly what we're going to do on this show. I showed him a couple hours ago, and we have been talking about it since, because this is I don't know, how would you describe what is forthcoming here in the next we're going to start in a couple minutes looking at something pretty unbelievable.
I'll say this. This is I don't know if you've told him the topic. This is a topic I've heard people try to nail down. And when you showed me what you showed me earlier, my jaw hit the floor, and I just picked it up moments ago. And then you showed me some more stuff, and my jaw hit the floor again. So it's a big story.
It is. So I would say like this, not to be too, I don't know, whatever, like hide the ball. I think the biggest story of the last, I don't know, at least decade has to be the guy who with the island and all of that stuff. I don't know how much I want to say his, because I think it's going to be pretty much impossible to do this without saying his name a lot, but
I say J.E. I mean, a lot of people know who that.
Yeah. So the J.E., that guy, probably the biggest story that we've seen in a decade or two. Right. And, when his life ended, I was immediately extraordinarily skeptical of that story. What did you think initially about, he did it to himself or whatever? I mean, like, did you?
I've gone through three distinct phases. I was on the radio at a full-time radio show when it happened. And my initial instinct, everybody's like, he didn't do that to himself. And I was like, I think he did. I mean, that's the easiest, cleanest, simplest explanation. I'm pretty sure he did. He probably didn't want, he'd lived a life of luxury. He didn't want to spend a life behind bars and be known as that guy and go into prison being known as that guy. At about a year or so later, I was like, nah, there's no way he did that. Someone did it to him. Yeah. And then a year or so after that, I was like, he's wandering around somewhere. I don't know if he's on an island. I don't know if he's in Greece, if he's in Cyprus, if he's, overseas with our ally. I don't know where he is, but I know he's somewhere. And now I'm wondering if he's not closer than that.
Yeah. So my phase from the beginning has always been that guy walked right out the front door. And the reason I was so confident in that was because they were pushing the official narrative might not be true so hard and making zero effort to shut down conspiracies about whether the story that he, did it to himself was not true. And I'm like, I've seen this movie. I know how these guys roll. Like if they wanted us to think if they really wanted us to think that he did it to himself, there would be a tremendous amount of pushback about people speculating about the problems with that story. The fact that they're not doing that makes me know that something is really afoot here. And my guess is this guy's so powerful. Like he's so powerful that I would imagine, just pulled one of his many strings or had a dead man switch and was like, you guys need to get me out of here or else everything gets released, whatever. So what we're going to talk about today is a new development with Palm Beach Pete. And I'll tell you exactly how we got into this thing. And anybody who's not up to date on who at least the most recent iteration of Palm Beach Pete is, that is this gentleman right here. So out of nowhere, a couple months ago, this guy is driving on the freeway and someone, coincidentally captures him driving his car. And they're like, wow, this guy looks exactly like J.E. And, when he immediately embraced it and created social media, Palm Beach Pete, the whole thing was, it's funny that I look just like him. And I'm looking at him and I'm going, okay, let's just look at a few things. I'm like, I don't think it's even moderately impossible this is actually him, because it's such a brazen move. And like, this is a kind of person who doesn't want to live, underground. And then more and more and more things came out, and that further kind of made it like, man, this really actually might be him. And I covered it a little bit. And so when Aiden Ross this last weekend put on an MMA event with Dana White let him use the UFC Apex. It was kind of like a silly event. Johnny Manziel fought against what's his name, Bob Menery there. Ray J got knocked out. But any event like that, especially one that's in Vegas, I'm going to know a lot of people that go there. And so I know someone who, and Pete, Palm Beach Pete was at the event, and I know someone who spent enough time with him that I got a story from him where this guy, I don't even know how to describe how this guy came off when he was telling me the story, where he's like, dude, it's him. He's like, I'm telling you, he's like, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm not one of these. He's like, it's him. He's like, this is basically what he told me. He's like, in person, he's not being careful with his accent at all. He's like, B, I'm pretty sure he wants everybody to know. He's like, he made some specific comments that were so on the nose that he referenced to me. And I don't want to say them specifically because I don't want to out exactly who this guy is in case he knows. But at the end of the day, like, this guy was like, he is 100% convinced that it's absolutely him, which is why I started looking into him again today and found this stuff that we're going to look at in this stream. So that is,
can I stop you real quick. Did your friend tell you before he went to Vegas what he thought of the story? Did he think he was
never? He told me that he never looks at this kind of stuff. Like, this is like not his bag at all. Like, I know him through combat sports stuff. Like, this is a contact that I know through like fighters, martial arts guys. So anyway, I had covered this before, and I think where I want to start here is right here, because I think the most compelling piece of evidence that I had seen prior to today was this thing right here, where they compared the teeth, right? So it was like, I don't know if you had seen this before today, but like, this was the thing that everybody was talking about, where, they're like, okay, this is Palm Beach Pete, this is Jeffrey Epstein, his teeth, and this is actually not even a good version of it. But in the graphic, they number the teeth, and the teeth are definitely, I mean, like, it's nearly, I mean, it's each tooth is very distinguishable and very obvious what you're looking at. And so what I set out to do today, here it is. I'm sorry, I had the wrong one up. Here you go. It's right here. So, by the way, anybody who likes looking at this kind of thing, the move is Yandex, okay? Because when Google removes things from the internet, it's very hard to find. You go on Yandex, and all of a sudden you find all the stuff that you're looking for. And so this is the original image that I had seen of the teeth, and you can see that they're numbered. And so it's like, okay, well, obviously this is the same mouth if these are the teeth that are in said mouth. I mean, there's six. And
those are supposed to be, those are, in theory, the public story is those are two different people.
In the public story, the one on the right is Palm Beach Pete, and the one on the left is Jeffrey Epstein. And so that's why when I saw this, I'm like, okay, but you can't see their whole face. So this could be the same person, and they're pretending that one is Palm Beach Pete and one is JE, right? That was like that's where I was at. I was like, wow, if this is real, then that is pretty definitive, right? So my initial goal was just to be able to source those two images and see if I could actually confirm that they're both really the two guys that they're saying that they are. Okay. And so that is exactly where we are going to start. Okay. So we're going to start. Oops. Let me pull this up real quick. So that is the first thing we're going to look at. And spoiler, that is what that is. Okay. Like, it is, those are real. And let me do that. Sorry. Why does it not let me do? Okay. Hang on. So there you go. So I've actually found an even better teeth picture for Pete. So if you look, oops, that's a little bit too small. So these ones, you could see it even better. Okay. So on the left, obviously JE, on the right is Pete. I mean, it's like,
yeah, those are the same teeth.
Those are the same teeth, right?
Yeah. Like the two giveaways to me is the first one on the left side from the center is kind of at a 30-degree angle on both of them. Yep. And then if you go to the second one to the right, it's recessed compared to the other two. And now go all the way to the left. And I guess it's the 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's forward, like I guess a canine tooth or whatever. That one's actually pulled forward in both of their mouths. That looks like the same teeth.
Yep. And then once those three in a row go, that next one is recessed. And it's like, I mean, that's why the one where they numbered them was really helpful at first, because you're like, oh, okay, so like they numbered them, right? So it's like, in case
Hey, pull that
somebody's
picture.
like, oh
back
no,
up. Pull that picture.
yeah, I'll
back
pull
up.
that
There's
one back
more,
up again.
There's more than teeth there. Like the wrinkles between their eyes are the same. No, not that one. The other one.
Yeah. This one. Okay. Yeah.
The one we were just looking at.
Yeah. So this one. Whoops.
Yeah,
so
see
if
the
I zoom
wrinkles
out,
between their
now
eyes
you
are
see the
the same.
teeth. Okay, so it's like there's a lot of similarities there.
Yeah, like look at these between the eyebrows up here, though. I mean, even that's the same.
Yep. I mean, that look like that that line right there,
Yeah.
and that line right there
They're identical.
Is identical. So, and again, just to be clear, because of the nature of this show, nothing that we're talking about here is any kind of statement of fact. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just making visual observations, but we're not stating any facts here. So, like,
That's
not
a fun theory. Fun theory.
Just a fun theory. Exactly. Very, very fun theory. So from here, though, I figured it's like, okay, so like if that is, if we were going to have to explain how this person looks so much different, because it does, I mean, obviously there are differences in the face, then why would that be? Right. And big shout to Trigger Smart, whose stream I'm actually doing tomorrow. I'll be on Matt Trigger Smart tomorrow at Thursday. So I'm doing Mr. Let Go tomorrow, and then I'm doing Trigger Smart tomorrow at noon. I'm doing Mr. Let Go at 11 Central tomorrow, and then Trigger Smart at noon on Thursday, and then Elizabeth Lane on Friday. But when I saw this, none of this is the new thing, because the new thing, it's like you need to set the whole thing up so you can understand how. So this is Trigger Smart's video. He did a great video on this, and I'll just play this portion of his video.
Plastic surgery to evade being caught.
Epstein was advised to use plastic surgery to evade being caught in a new unearthed email. Check this out.
Unearthed emails. There are official emails related to documents part of the massive DOJ Big E file release. They include emails from Big E assistant Leslie Groff to NYU Langone Plastic Surgery, and directly to Dr. Eduardo Rodriguez, head of the division and leading facial reconstructive plastic surgeon known for face transplants. The emails reference sending and filing Big E's paperwork for an in-person appointment. This was in July of 2018. Now remember, 2019 is when he was in jail and all this stuff went down. But there's a lot of stuff around that too that's problematic. 2 of the guards were found to have received several $5,000 payments to do something. One of the things they said that was alleged is that they missed multiple checks. So like 3 a.m., 5 a.m., they were basically paid to not check on him. Sketchy. And then there's been a bunch of reports, and another guard who said that they saw someone get moved out, right? And he alleges that maybe they moved him out of there before this all happened, or swap bodies or something similar.
Notable for future is the first time that I really started feeling confident that he had walked out was when someone showed me the ear of the supposed corpse that they had run the story in New York Post. They're like, here it is. They're like, it's an exclusive from the New York Post. And this is a picture, a post-mortem picture of J.E. And the ear, looked enough like him, but the ear was so distinctive. My wife was talking to me. I remember that day. She's like, the ears are like fingerprints. She's like, they look, from afar, they look they look the same, but they're never the same. They're very, very distinctive. And this ear on the picture of the person on the gurney was not him. At least it was not, unless for some reason his ear became someone else's ear in the, few months that he was in jail. Like, it was not his ear. Right. So that's a big part that we'll come back to.
Another very interesting thing I want to point out is this surgery could have been scheduled, but not done till after he left jail. So think about that. They did all the paperwork, did all the legal stuff they needed to do to make sure they could get it done. And then in 2019, after he escaped from jail, if that's what happened, then he could go get the surgery. And hence we might have Palm Beach Pete. There's also more connections with NYC reconstructive surgeons, NYU Langone, and Mount Sinai's Dr. Jess Ting also appear in some of the emails about procedures for Big E and people in his circle. So it's not just him. Remember, we saw this other person that might have been Ghislaine Maxwell? And people said, oh, it's just a coincidence. And she had a slightly different accent, looks slightly different. Well, there's other people. There's proof of other people getting surgery done as well. This is one of the emails. This is from Leslie Groff to NYU Plastic Surgery for Big E. Paperwork for Big E appointment on July 11th, 2018. Attached, please find the paperwork for Big E. His appointment is tomorrow, Wednesday, July 9th. If you need anything else, please do not hesitate to ask. Please do confirm receipt of this email. Thank you, Leslie. Assistant to JE. We know this was an actual thing, that plastic surgery was not only sought after, but apparently was done for him and other people in his circle.
Dude, for the record, guys, Trigger Smart did such a killer job on this video. Like, this is a 25-minute video that I'm going to use about 3 or 4 minutes of. The whole video is just fire.
We have more documentation. This is Big E, NYU Langone Medical Center. This was for the Department of Plastic Surgery. We can see this form that was sent. We have more emails talking about the appointment time with Eduardo Rodriguez. This is the one that most people were saying probably did the surgery. NYU Plastic Surgery. Christine is the assistant, of course, from Big E's email. We have this one here saying, please have the car ready to go at 8 a.m. We see here Dr. Rodriguez will not be in NY during that time. I'm told by the assistant that he wants to see basically the MRI results, or he wants to review the MRI results. So this stuff was in process during these emails. Then we have this other person, Landon Thomas, is confirmed to see you 1:30 on Wednesday. Again, NYU Plastic Surgery. So there's multiple, looks like multiple doctors and multiple procedures and tests and things getting prepped for this. This is in 2018. And like many people have said, he's on this tour.
And please say hello now to Palm Beach Pete, who is standing by. Hi, Pete. Jimmy, I were to point at, let's say Jeffrey Epstein was still alive, and I were to point at him, and then I were to point at you, those fingers would be pointing in totally different directions, right?
No, I'm the better looking guy.
Now imagine if you were part of this network and you were Big E and you got facial reconstruction surgery to look like this Palm Beach Pete, who we've already seen has a lot of things that are exactly the same as Big E. And then you start going on these shows, and the shows that you've seen him on and the attention he's getting is from the celebrity area, right? Like Hollywood, these talk shows. Those are the people that are implicated in the files in a lot of cases, allegedly.
Yep. So plenty of smoke, obviously, related to plastic surgery and the potential that that is what his plan was going to be. And again, for anybody who just got here, okay, this all started because this is, and we verified this on the stream, the left is JE's mouth, the right is Palm Beach Pete's mouth, okay? It's an absolute dead match. So what I did today, as I expanded from everything that we were talking about, is I decided, I was like, well, so I remember what happened with the ear thing related to the corpse and all of that. So I was like, let me take a look, let me just take a look at Palm Beach, if I can find a shot of Palm Beach Pete's ear, and then so I can compare it to JE, right? And so the first thing that I looked up, though, because we've been talking about plastic surgery, is I was like, is it possible to change someone's ear, right? And so this is what came back. It's like, so things that can be changed dramatically is ears that stick out. This is through plastic surgery. Large ears, uneven ears, fold shape, earlobe sides or stretching, pointed or sharp contours, conchal bowl prominence, torn or gauged lobes, certain congenital shape differences. The things that are much harder to change is the quality thickness, very complex cartilage structures, precise symmetry, and some genetically set proportions, etc. Okay. And so, my thought process is that there probably will be something that would be identifiable. But first, I'll show you what it looks like when someone gets their, gets their ears adjusted, and why it's still very obvious, if you really look, or it appears obvious to me at least, that, you'll be able to pick it out, right? So if you look at these two, right, like you have a person where, like, if you look here, right, so like if you look at these two areas right here, that's the kind of thing that I assume cannot be changed. If you look at like here and here, it's exact same shape, right? But the person on the right, like they said, they said about what you can do with plastic surgery, has had their lobes extended. And then it also looks like they've got the helix of the ear, which is the part outside, thickened, but the inside, the actual cartilage, you can't really change. Like, you can change those other things, right? So keeping that in the back of your mind, okay, now let's evaluate, JE against Palm Beach Pete, right? Except that's exactly whose fucking ears I just showed you guys. Okay. It's that I just showed you is JE's ear and Palm Beach Pete's ear.
Man, they
okay.
look like the same person.
That is this. It's insane, dude.
So the little cartilage structure, not the exterior part, not the part, the rim around the top, for lack of a better word, but the little tunnel feature in the middle, you're saying can't be changed because it
said that it'll make it like you can't make it look like a normal person's ear if you get too, like, if you try to change this inner cartilage part or like this. Yeah, they said like genetic, like this is just a cartilage structure, but on the outside you can like stretch and pull skin and all of that stuff. But if it's just pure cartilage, it's really, really challenging to change. And this is Palm Beach Pete's ear, and this over here is JE's ear. And just look at that, dude. And then here, look at our ears. Is there a single similarity? There's none. Like, not. Oh my God, Baron, you kind of have that one thing, so it might. I'm just kidding. Like, the thing right there, it's like Baron might be.
Am I JE or am I Pete or am I both?
No. But yeah, so
I'm gonna put this back in so I don't get too.
Yeah. So that's what I had, dude. And after looking at that, I'm sorry, that's not true. I have another thing. One last, there's other stuff, but one last piece of the case that I wanted to show everybody before we let people start commenting on it. Check this out, dude. So now, for me, when I saw the teeth and confirmed that the teeth, those two pictures really were their teeth, or his teeth, and then looked and confirmed the ear. Like, dude, when I saw the ear, I'm telling you, my stomach, I can't really even explain it, dude. Like, when I looked at the two ears, my stomach went like this. It just went, where I was like, I can't know for sure, but I would bet every dollar I have, every single thing that I have, I would bet that that's him now after all of that. And then
the teeth and ears are so compelling.
Yeah.
Again, fun theory. I'm not looking to have anybody rappel into my windows and take me out. But the teeth and the ears are so compelling. They're so identical.
Yeah. And then check this out. So Trigger Smart actually sent this to me right, like me and Baron watched this together literally right before the stream started, and both were just like, no way, dude. Okay. So watch this. This is Palm Beach Pete and Epstein, and supposedly he has the same stutter.
He's got a stutter around the letter F.
Some knucklehead films me, and the next thing
As your firm, Mr. Edwards and Mr. Jaffe, has been described by the U.S. Attorney as perpetrating one of the largest frauds in South Florida.
Yeah, play that again, because it's that stutter before the F. They both had it's identical. It's like a finger.
It is identical.
And some knucklehead films me, and then
as perpetrating one of the largest frauds.
And some knucklehead films me, and then
as perpetrating one of the largest frauds.
And so.
Yeah. There's some things you can't change. Like, you could change my appearance. You could give me a whole face transplant, but I wiggle a lot. If I was all of a sudden really still, people would say, well, that doesn't seem right. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The two thing is the two even I mean, if someone's looking for a way that this would like not be accurate, it's like, okay, okay, fine. The ear, sure. But the teeth, dude, like go look at every person you've ever looked at on television anywhere and find a set of teeth that matches that exactly the way that matches.
Well, and we should say, I went up and looked up. There is a guy named Palm Beach Pete who's been on social media for over a decade.
That's exactly right. I completely forgot about that. I had it queued up though.
Yeah,
do you have it queued up on your side? You want to show it?
Yeah, I'll share it. I have his I have his Facebook page.
Yeah, rock and roll. Go ahead.
You got to share it though. It's in the queue at the bottom. So this is his Facebook page, the Palm Beach Pete channel 11 years ago. But this, I mean, that's not him.
No, it's not him.
That's clearly someone else. Well, this is probably not good with that lighting, but here's some better lighting. That's obviously a different guy than is the guy running around right now claiming he's Palm Beach Pete.
Yep.
And so this character, whoever this is playing this character, and I think the timing's important because after we talked about this today, I looked it up a little bit. I don't think that he was supposed to be filmed driving down I-95 in that convertible. Somebody filmed him and was like, oh my gosh, that guy looks just like, E from the Files. And the next day he comes out and he's Palm Beach Pete. He's got this whole persona. He's, cool, laid back, fun. He's playing it up. Oh, they think I'm that guy, huh? Oh, isn't that neat? And now he's going on media tours and he's doing these videos and, standing in front of the beach and all this stuff. But this guy is Palm Beach Pete, the one we just showed. That was the original Palm Beach Pete, and it's not the same guy.
You check this out.
Same guy at all.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the video that the real Palm Beach Pete did about this situation? No. Check this out.
Hey guys, my name is Peter, known as Palm Beach Pete on YouTube and social media. Just to let you know, number one, yes, I am alive. And I do want to say thank you to all you people out there that are concerned. And I know a lot of my old time viewers were really concerned. Yes, I'm still here. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the other Palm Beach Pete and Epstein, just a little bit. I don't know either one of them. Had never had any kind of relationship with any of them. Why that guy would say, I'm Palm Beach Pete, when someone asked him he was Epstein, I don't know. It just baffles me. If someone came and asked me that same question, I would simply answer no and then keep driving. But I don't want that kind of publicity on my channel.
So there you go. That's the real one. And then, the other thing is this one is courting attention too. Like he did a lie detector test. Did you see this?
No, did he fail it?
Of course, but check this out. They asked him, he's Jewish and from New York. He lived in New York at the same time that J.E. did. He moved to Palm Beach the same time Palm Beach. They asked him with the lie detector, they're like, have you ever been in the same room as J.E.? He's like, I've gone to a party and he was there, but I didn't speak with him. Like, it's like, same face, same teeth, same ears, same stutter. And has just happened to have been like lived in the same place, lived in the same state, cities. And when asked hey, have you ever hung out with him? He's like, yeah, I have actually. I have hung out with him incidentally.
Well, the other thing too is one of the defining characteristics of the original guy, the real guy, the guy everyone was afraid of. The Files guy, the island guy. One of the defining characteristics was when I was looking through his emails, one of the things I noticed was he responded to everything. Yeah. He craved contact with people. You could email him about anything. It did not go unanswered. He would respond. He would give you a word back, and usually very quickly, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, inane emails, important emails. It didn't matter. You got the same kind of attention back and forth. He craved people. He wanted to be around people. He loved people. It would be very hard if he was alive for him to just live underground in some lair alone somewhere in the woods. That's no life for him. I think he'd rather be dead.
Yep. And I think the people, I see people in the chat, and also I've seen people online where they're like, guys, there's no way that this guy, if he was alive, would come out and do this. He would do whatever. It's like, I'm telling you, you're wrong. And the reason that they would is because the whole reason that the Epstein thing is such a big deal is because it's the first time we got a real look at this thing that exists above all. It's like everybody knows it's there, but you don't really understand how it works. And this is the juice for them. He literally will just get a nose job and very, very minor surgery and get his voice changed just a little bit and come out. And his entire public persona is, yeah, I look like that guy. What are you going to do? It's not me. Like, what are you going to do? It's not me. Are you going to get the Justice Department come after me? Try it. Like, what are you going to do? I'm going to travel around and I'm going to make the guy. So again, the dude, I mean, I'd done videos on this and I was kind of like, maybe. And it wasn't, like I said, until the dude told me yesterday, who had spent all this time with him. He's like, I'm telling you, I've never been around a person whose energy is like his. He's like, never in my entire life. He's like, I know a lot of people. This guy he's whoever this dude is super powerful and incredibly wealthy. And he carries it like a person who is completely unaffected by anything. And he said he is 100% convinced that he wanted him to know. He's like, he wanted me to know. That's what I felt. He wanted me to know that it's him. He's the most, that's kind of the most notorious person in the entire world. And after the teeth thing came out, did you know this? Did I talk to you about this? After the thing about the teeth came out on social media, he did a TikTok or an Instagram where he's laying in a dental chair and he goes, hey guys, I'm just here at the dentist. He's like, because I'm going to get my teeth fixed so I don't have the same teeth as that really bad guy, Jeffrey Epstein. He really did that the next day. You know what I mean? It's like, so what, this dude that's supposedly 72 years old, he just now got around to fixing his teeth. He's insanely wealthy. He got around it because a meme went around that was like, hey, your teeth are exactly the same as that guy. And then he's like, hey guys, here I am. Definitely not him, but going to get my teeth fixed now.
Well, think about it too. If you had the juice to get out of jail,
yes,
and have them sneak you out and apparently roll someone else out in your stead,
yeah.
Have the attorney general personally look into it and be like, yep, he did it himself. It's crazy. Crazier things have happened, I guess, but this is one of those crazy things. And the guards just didn't happen to do the nightly checks they were supposed to do. And we just happened to have 2 random people working that night who weren't assigned to the unit. Yep, the camera happened to break. Oh, we found some footage. Yep, there happened to be 5 minutes missing at the top of the hour. That's so weird. If you had the juice to pull all that off, there's no reason not to rub it in everyone's face.
Exactly.
You know they're not coming for you. You have a cover story.
Exactly.
I mean, what's the Justice Department going to do? We're now going after him because he violated our agreement to fake his death.
And the agreement
go after him.
Is, so I actually can make a perfect analogy about this because, okay, so everybody, this is a topic that you and I both try to avoid, and I'm going to do that while making the same analogy. But it's just like everybody who's been watching and paying attention going, I don't understand. How do they exert so much influence? And if you really kind of run through all of it, it all comes down. It's like, well, they need money for this. They need money for that. This one needs money for this. And it all just basically comes down to, well, if I work with them, then I get things that I need and want. If I go against them, then I lose the things that I need and want. And what we know about this guy is that he was presenting himself in ways in writing where he says, I'm sure that you know that I represent the Rothschilds. That's in writing. That's not even debatable. I'm sure you know that I represent the Rothschilds. And people know the structure of the Federal Reserve. If people have ever looked into fractional banking and how the Federal Reserve works, it's a private organization. Okay, it has nothing to do with the government except that it loans the government money, and it's owned privately, and it's a private organization. You can never know what percentages are owned by who. So you can, they get around it because it's like, oh yeah, well there's like 1,850 member banks. And it's like, wow, that seems like they're really spreading ownership all the way around. It's like, yeah, but how much do they own? Because it's like, okay, well this one, Goldman owns 0.02%. Okay. There's a handful of families that own like 15, 20% of the Federal Reserve. There is no net worth. Net worth is not a thing. They can make as much money as they want. They can do whatever they want. Money is as simple. They just create it. Okay. So like if you represent that family, there is literally nothing that cannot be done. Nothing. It's like, it's, you know, you end up in jail. You're like, all right, well, this is going to be temporary. If it seems, one thing I've been thinking about too is how it seems that those groups really take care of each other, you know, where it's like I don't know. I mean, you might have to be like really inner circle or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, it's just, this whole thing is so wild. I mean, I would put my confidence that it's him at like 96, maybe 98% actually. That's what I feel.
The teeth, the ears, the stutter on the F, frankly, is pretty compelling.
Yeah.
And just the fact that this guy pops up out of nowhere, he's driving down the road, he happens to look a lot like the original guy, and then he develops this entire social media personality. Now he goes, like, I've got all his shorts pulled up on my screen. I'm not going to show them because I don't want you to get flagged for nudity or whatever, but it's insane. I mean, the guy's basically living the same life. Oh man, yeah. YouTube's weird. When you talk about this topic and you introduce anybody who's not dressed like a nun, you get really weird situations.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about at the pool with the girls. Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. Yeah, I could see you getting flagged on this topic if you show that video.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't show that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But it's
oops, I just got frozen.
Yeah, you did. I don't know what's going on.
I got to get off this. I opened TMZ and it went insane.
Yeah. Hey, have you looked into
I'll fix this.
Well, while you're frozen, have you looked into the idea that maybe Ghislaine is no longer in jail? Pull up my screen real quick. This is a side-by-side of Ghislaine with
yeah, for sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. I just and you know, for being frozen, you're not in a bad spot.
Oh, okay. Okay, here. Let me okay, yeah. I'm looking at myself because I know it's gonna stop because I know
you look like you're in a school picture.
I'm trying to get this
just jump out of the studio.
I'm gonna pose so that next time it does it, I just look amazing.
No, you look great right now. I mean, I think the audience would agree with you. You look freaking amazing right now. Like, if I have to be frozen, I would like to be frozen like that,
dude.
I mean, look at that. That's a great picture.
I just I don't understand. It's like I don't know why it's not. It should be reacting right now because I just there we go.
Dude, let me tell you, this may be the best picture you've ever taken. Like, this should be your driver's license, your passport. This should be this would be my profile pics if I'm Jesse on fire. Like, this is the picture I want.
And then it froze like that. Unbelievable.
No, that's okay.
All right, hang on. This is gonna.
It's now you're fixed. Now you're good. Man, I'm telling you, when you go back and watch this, you're gonna be like, I should have left it frozen. Hey, pull up what I've got pulled up.
Yeah, because like you know how like TMZ for I don't know, it seems like it's so heavy on your system, and I pulled up a TMZ article and it just was like, nope, that's too much. It's over forever.
Hey, go down into the queue. Go down
here
to the
it
queue.
is. Here it is. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. Is I mean, if you actually look at them, the similarities are so bananas. I think honestly, all we're looking at is a nose job. I think they shaved down his nose and kind of lifted it, and maybe something to the chin and maybe a little bit of the. I mean, it doesn't even look like they're trying that hard.
If people want to know how much a nose job alone can change your appearance, go down and pull up what I've got in the queue down there.
Yep. Oh, let me remove that. And
look at that. That's one nose job. That's the only work she had. That's Jennifer
just the nose job. And you say it ruined her career. That's the Dirty Dancing girl, right?
Yeah, it ruined her career because the whole point of casting someone is they look at the screen and say, oh, I know that person.
Yep.
And when she got the nose job, everyone looked at her like, who is this? Who is this person on my screen? I don't want to watch this movie.
Yeah. It's like she's still a good actor, you know. Yeah, but it's not her. Patrick Swayze never lifted that woman up.
I don't think she's still in jail either. I don't know what Eastern European model they got for her, but that's not the same person either.
Yep, and you look. It's like, look at. I mean, this part right here. You know, like in between the eyes, the fold that goes from here down to there.
Just the size of the forehead. Look at the size of the forehead.
Yep. It is look at the distance from the eyebrows to the eyes.
Yeah.
And then we did, I mean, listen, we did ear, teeth. You just go feature to feature, and it literally looks like you're just looking at a different nose and someone who seems to be smiling in every still photograph whenever they think about it. You know, that's like he's smiling all over social media, and the other guy never smiled. It is wild, dude. I don't really even know what to say about what it would imply, assuming that it is him, except that when you put it all together, if you can't get yourself to a place to believe that that's him, then I feel like that just all that indicates is I don't think that people fully understand the way the world actually works and how completely above the law some people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's totally above the law. I mean, if you can accept they busted him out,
mm-hmm.
then it's a very small step to say that's him. A very small step.
Yeah.
Now it's a big step to say they framed him and brought out someone else on a stretcher. That's a big step. You have to get there.
Yeah.
But once you get there, it's like, why wouldn't he just open a social media profile and go hang out with, large chested women at the pool and brag and be at spring break in Panama City? Why wouldn't he be?
Honestly, that's such a smart take, man. Because you're exactly right. It's like, if you can even entertain that he was powerful enough to just walk out.
Yeah.
This, entertaining that this, if you can get yourself to believe that, then it would almost be absurd for you not to think that this is him.
Yeah. Like, why would you think he's in a mountain in Montana somewhere by himself in a cabin? This was one of the most social people that ever lived. He did something every single day with people. He had people at his house, and he loved to help people. That's one of the other things about the files that I noticed. I went through and I searched. I didn't remember the word help, assist, whatever it was, but maybe I did multiple. But he loved helping people. Because he had a ton of money. Mm-hmm. He had no kids. Why not? So we got someone in town. They need a place to stay. We'll put them up in 11C over here. Oh, we'll put them up in 4D over on Broadway. They'll love the view. They need dinner here. Make sure they have an open account at this restaurant and they can just eat there the whole week. I mean, it's like, why would he do that and then bust out and go live some underground lifestyle somewhere playing Doom? I don't know.
It's true. And if you think about too, if he did walk out, he would have to change his appearance if he ever wanted to be out in public ever again. And imagine what it would be like to be him and watching what's been happening for the last year. Like, I can't even, honestly, I'm usually really good at thinking about like how something would make me feel, but he is such a foreign kind of concept to me that I don't even know. I can't really get there. I have no idea what that would be like, but I 100% believe that he would do this and come out and go public.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, dare them. What are you going to do? You're the one that arranged my death. The death. What are you going to do? Come arrest me again for the same crime? For the crime you've committed, busting me out of jail? Come on.
What do you think? Like, if you had to guess, let's say it is him. Like, what do you think what is he? Like, really, like what are we looking at?
Oh, he's a demon. He's a demon. Like, he is one of the most damaging, evil, psychotic, not even psychotic. Psychotic is like something that's inflicted upon you and you can't really help it. This guy was bad. Like, he surrendered himself to the darkest, most evil forces in the universe, preternatural forces, preyed on people, took advantage of people, ruined lives, used human beings as cows. Who knows what kind of experiments he was running on people in this mansion in New Mexico. I mean, I don't give this guy any sympathy. I think he's horrible, but I also think that's him.
Me too. I think it's him. And I asked, like we were talking about in the group chat last night, I really genuinely try to not that this is a person where I need to even think about redeeming qualities. I just try to think through all the different aspects. And I'm like, this guy must be one of the most charismatic people on earth to have lived this life. And so when my guy who was telling me about it and spent all this time with him, I asked him, like, so is he cool? Cause he's like, he's all animated. He's like, I'm telling you, like, he's telling me specific stuff. I'm not going to, cause it'll out him. He's like, it ran a chill from the base of my skull down to my feet. He's like, he said it. And I went, oh my God, this is really him. And I went from that, type of energy. And I was like, so what's he like? Is he cool? And he's like, is he cool? I'm like, yeah, is he cool? And he's like, dude, I can't lie. He's like, he's super cool. And I was like, of course. He's like, I couldn't, I'm sitting here looking at this guy and I'm like, this is the devil incarnate. He's like, and I couldn't help but like him and want to be around him. I'm like, that's exactly what I would have expected.
But think about it. Like, if we're right and it's him, and it's open possibility it's not him, and it's just weird coincidences. But let's say we're right. Let's just entertain it as a fun thought experiment, and it's him. And he is the evil monster that I believe he is. That doesn't mean he's not cool. And by cool, I mean not a fun hangout. He'd probably real engaging and magnetic personality. Like a lot of people, you ask him, he probably asked a lot of questions about you. Tell me about yourself. You're from Vermont. I've been to Vermont. Vermont's beautiful. Have you been to such and such cafe? Oh, that was great. Like, that's what cool people do. But that's what evil people do too.
Of course.
Because they want
the movie The Devil's Advocate, man. One of my favorite movies with Al Pacino. And he's spoiler, if you haven't seen a movie from the 90s, I'm not going to worry about spoiling it, but Al Pacino is the devil. Like, he's the actual devil in The Devil's Advocate. And that's his role. You watch, you're like, you pretty much know throughout the whole movie, but he's the coolest dude he's so cool, but he's the devil. His purpose is to tempt you and get you to make decisions that are opposite to what a good person who's thinking about others would do. It's all seduction. It's all like, tempt you, put the things in front of you. And so in order to do a really good job of that, you have to know who the person that you're interacting with is. You have to know what drives them. You need to know what they're, what's going to make them feel this way. What's going to make them feel this way? How can you push them and pull them? And as soon as you know that stuff, you know exactly how you can control behavior. That's the whole thing. So people who go into situations just like blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right. I mean, listen, you put on a good show, but if you really want to ingratiate yourself, you need to ask people questions, because everyone likes to feel like you care about them in their life. And I guarantee you, to your point, I bet he was the best. He's some kind of, I don't know, incarnate devil or a phenom, or I don't know. I mean, his life doesn't make sense to me.
Well, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best pieces of advice is you make people feel like they're the only person on earth.
Mm-hmm.
You make people feel, hold on. I guess if you talk out loud for 20 hours a week, that's bad.
I know. I was just going to say, I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But one of the things you do is you make people feel like they are unbelievably important. And, and it's not manipulative. I mean, if you genuinely care about somebody, all you do is make sure you're turning the focus and the attention on them, and, we all know those people. You get a new car and they're like, what'd you get? And you're like, oh, I got a Toyota Tacoma. They're like, oh, you didn't get the Tundra? Like, no, I mean, I just spent my entire life savings on a truck, shut up.
Or they're like, I just got the Tundra,
Yeah. Cool truck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, sweet, dude. I got the better one of those 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So it's people like that, and the opposite of that is have somebody who's, even if they don't think it's the coolest truck of all time, be like, oh my gosh, tell me about it. What's it like? And I have a feeling, and I've never been around Jeffrey Epstein. Hopefully a lot of people can say that, because he tended to run in some weird circles, but he probably was that way, just magnetic and really turned the spotlight on you, really brought you in. And it's, it's a shame that sometimes the coolest people are the worst people on earth.
Or that's true, dude. It's you give that talent to people who are, what are you going to do with it? And what's funny, because that advice, I give that to people, like, especially like men who are struggling with females. That's what I always, it's like, because sometimes I'll watch these people on the internet that are like, here's how you do yada yada. I'm like, God, man, ask them questions, listen to their answers, remember what they said next time you see them, and be relaxed, and don't make them feel like you want anything from them. The end. Like, It's not, it's not that complicated. Just don't make them feel like you have some kind of agenda. Ask them questions, care about what they say, listen to them, and respond. It's like I have lots of girls in my life. I promise that's the way to go. And always treat them and always be nice and just always be nice.
One of the best pieces of advice I ever got. Now I was young, but remember their friends' names.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and if they're talking about Christina, and they're talking about Jennifer, next time you see him, was that Christina you were talking about? How's Jennifer doing? She was having trouble with her boyfriend Sam. What's up with that? Are they get that worked out? Oh, you want to talk about, and that's not manipulative. I mean, just genuinely take an interest. Act like you care.
Don't care too much about one of her friends though, over the others.
Tell me about Jennifer again. What was she wearing last night?
You never ask about any of my friends except for her. It's like, what, really?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Anyway, so what's we can do some supers and then we can talk about other stuff. What have you been good? Like, what'd you do this week? What'd you cover this week or the
yesterday I went into Speaker Mike Johnson. What a weird story that was. I came across a Twitter thread and I started looking at it and I thought, who is this guy? I've never looked into him. I didn't care. I know he came out of nowhere, was elected speaker. What a bunch of weird associations that guy has, a kind of a shady past.
Is he the one that did that presentation with the dinosaurs and stuff where he was making fun of climate change? Is that him?
I don't know if that was him. I didn't catch that part of it.
Okay.
So I talked about that yesterday. And then I did a member show today. What did I do Sunday? What was my Sunday show about? Hold on. Let me look here real quick.
Let me see if it's him, because if it is, it's the funniest thing that any congressperson's ever done.
Sunday I did the paved over crime scene.
Yeah. I covered that a little bit too. What do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, come on. That's the definition of that's the metaphorical definition for having committed a crime and covered it up. You covered up the crime scene. Like, that's the definition. So if you ever want to know if someone's guilty, did they cover up the crime scene? Did they change the crime scene? Did they, and I pointed out Sam Parker had a great tweet about other crime scenes that were destroyed. MLK's crime scene was destroyed. JFK's crime scene was destroyed. RFK's crime scene was destroyed, and Charlie Kirk's crime scene was destroyed. They dug 10 inches out of Charlie Kirk's crime scene. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. Yeah.
And I thought, the guy coming forward and talking about it, it's one of those things where there was so much weirdness with the case that in hindsight, it's almost ridiculous how little weight was put on the fact that they paved over it 2 days later. Because everybody knew about it, but it wasn't this thing that you really focused on because there was so much other stuff to look at. But when the guy comes out and goes, yeah, the governor and the FBI said they want it done now, you're like,
yeah. Well, again, why is the FBI paving over a crime scene? They didn't have jurisdiction. They were just assisting. Mm-hmm. Why do they care that the crime scene is paved over by Monday? Like, we need this done on Monday. We're going to call you on Sunday morning and say, hey, can you get a crew together tonight? Because we got to pave this thing tonight.
Yeah. We need you guys to dig the ground up immediately.
Yeah.
The paving part is not quite as important, but we definitely need you to dig this place up immediately. Dig it all up.
They had the contractor to excavate it before they had a paver identified to pave it.
There you go.
Like, that tells you what the real importance was. And then when they paved over it, they put a bunch of gigantic potted plants all over it that weigh like hundreds of pounds each, so that you couldn't move them. You couldn't, adjust the pavers. You couldn't run a bomb dog. And then it was, we think we want the soil. No, we changed our mind. Get rid of the soil. We don't want the soil.
After, in 2001, the same month, when they were like, all right, get all of this evidence out of here ASAP.
Yeah, ship it to China. Ship it to China. They didn't even want it buried in the United States where someone might go look at it. Send it to China.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they want all that asbestos also. They'll love it. And the thermite that's like burning molten lava for the next month, or whatever.
Yeah, that was, you could do a lot on that.
Did you hear? I kind of snuck a theory in yesterday, and I will do it again now since this stream doesn't have a prayer in hell of getting wide distribution. So I actually was thinking about this because I can't remember exactly how I landed on this, but I was thinking about the 9/11 and obviously the equivalent of it was because of the paving thing. I was like, the paving over the crime scene is kind of the building 7 of this case. Like it's this thing where you're like, there's no explanation that makes any sense where you can explain how if this guy's telling the truth, the FBI would tell you that we need this crime scene of one of the most shocking public, and well-known assassinations of the last 20 years. We need the crime scene destroyed immediately on a timeline. Like, how could you possibly explain that? It's exactly the same of like, so nothing, like building 7 just imploded on itself from what, like fires or something? Like, it doesn't even make sense, but no one's ever even tried to explain it. No one's whatever. And so I was thinking about it, and I don't know how I landed on this. I might have just been sleeping, and that kind of thing happens where I'll like sleep, I'll wake up and just be getting ready, and something will go whoosh, and it's just been like kind of marinating in the back of my head. But what I thought about was like Flight 93 went down in Pennsylvania, whatever it was, right? Like, so you have a plane that is, assuming that they're telling the truth, was headed somewhere. And they said it was headed to the White House or DC or whatever. But where it actually went down, there's a bunch of evidence that a plane did not go down there, because the scene, there's no like bodies, there's no plane, there's no nothing. There's just a big hole. And so it seems like trickery is probably afoot. And at the same time, you could at least understand why they would do that if the scene where the crash was just absolute carnage and just terrible. A is one option, or if they made the common sense but kind of, I don't know, very challenging to explain decision, maybe, afterwards, just shoot it down, because they knew what are we going to do? They're going to ram it into something, so let's just shoot it down. So that's kind of why I was like, okay, well, there's evidence that that's not where it crashed, but maybe something else. But if you don't know where that plane was actually headed, right, and you have Building 7 comes down at 4 p.m., what if Flight 93 was headed for Building 7, it got taken down, and then in the middle of the day, everybody realizes, they're like, guys, Building 7 is packed with explosives through the support columns. What the fuck are we going to do? The plane never hit it. And they're like, we got to pull it, because now it's going to be absolutely crawling with law enforcement. They're going to find it. They're going to find the explosives. Like, then the whole jig is up. We got to take it down and try to just have no one look into it, and then, do the reports and just never mention it.
That's a really interesting theory, because it was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a building packed to the gills with explosives on all the support columns and it's on fire, is it safe to go back in? Like, can you put the fire out and then send people back in to renovate? No, they'll find everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead. But that's a really interesting theory. I hadn't considered that at all. That's kind of my litmus test now for people to know whether they're like crazy or not. I ask them about that particular date in September. I don't know how much you're trying not to say on this show.
It doesn't matter now. We can just go all in now.
Okay, September 11th. I asked him about September 11th. I said, what happened that day? And if they tell me, 15 Saudi Arabians and 4 other Muslims took it down, I'm like, okay, well, there's only so much I can do with you, my friend. Like, I can't.
What about the passports? What about?
I can't have a real conversation with you. What about the people who are like, wait a minute, that's me. You put my picture up there. I'm alive. I'm over here in Jeddah.
Yeah. That is what. There are some interviews that, a lot of people haven't seen and they wouldn't believe that are real, but like, I put a lot of weight on certain things where I feel like I have a bulletproof read on a person. And I remember there was one where they asked this young Saudi royal. He was like 23, but he was like someone who was a big deal over there. And they said something about 9/11 to him. And his answer was, his face was just like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, hey, yeah. Like, it was his face. I'm like, okay, so yeah, this is that. We can't trust any of it. That reaction from that dude right there is all I need to know that there is a lot of people who are, probably the same kind of people that can walk, that guy out of a jail, who know exactly what's going on here. And it doesn't have a goddamn thing to do with what we, are being told happened.
I'll say this. I don't believe the Flight 93 story. I think that was total propaganda, the Let's Roll story. That wasn't recorded. A lot of people think that was recorded and that they're reading a transcript. It's not at all. That's just someone's recollection of what was said. And
they said that they had phone calls, right? Like, from once they got.
Oh, no, come on! I'm going to get me started on that. Like, I don't want to relitigate 9/11. But when I fly, I oftentimes wait to see how high you get before you lose service. It's like 2,000 feet. Right?
It's very low.
Yeah, it's not high at all. I did pull up the flight path for Flight 93. Take a look at this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this flight path. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait. I got to remove this. Boom.
Because it made a turn. Look, it's coming this way, and then it makes a turn back towards New York. See that? A little pink. And then it goes down.
And they're like, yeah, I was going to D.C. Definitely not Building 7.
Yeah. No, it had already made a turn and was headed back up there. But as passengers and crew begin to struggle for control of the plane, I just don't buy it. I think that whole thing was made up to get the American fervor going. And look, I bought it for a long time. Like I was one of those people that like, I wanted to fly American flag, things out of the side of my car. I mean, I got all caught up in it thinking I can't believe people would come to our country and do this to us.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after all that kind of wears off and the emotion wears off, you start looking at it logically and you start looking, well, what are these thousands of engineers talking about that say it couldn't possibly happen that way? Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a new favorite theory on Building 7 after tonight.
It's good, right? Like, because they have no choice. They got to take it down. It's packed with explosives, if I'm right, And
it doesn't make sense that it fell down. It's like 3 football fields away from the other 2 buildings.
Yeah.
And there's buildings between them that didn't fall down.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I talked about it, and I was reading the comments last night because I put that out yesterday, and I hit it in a video. It didn't work. It still got shown to 3% non-subscribers, but sometimes I can sneak it by, sometimes not. But yeah, like and people were saying that and I've heard all this before, that like it had 7 had to come down because that's where this intelligence thing and where they staged from and all that. I mean, I've heard it all. The first kind of inkling of that something else might have been going on was kind of like a one-shot deal. Because I remember I watched that movie Loose Change long time ago. That was the first thing I saw, where it was like, and then right after that was Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist red pilled a lot of people on 9/11.
Dude, Zeitgeist is how I learned about the fractional banking system too for the first time.
Yeah.
Zeitgeist 1, 2, and 3 were. It's crazy. Honestly, there's like a whole generation that has never seen those. And are those even allowed on YouTube? I don't know. All right, here, let me go through some of these super chats real quick. So, Sure Jen says, did you read my comments last night or 2 videos trying to send you legit evidence? Please read. Okay, shoot those to realjesseonfire@gmail. Or if you're in the Discord, which is listed, that's what this is right here, Club Vatra. There's a link in the description for Club Vatra. If you're in the Discord already, you can DM that to me there, or send it in the public group. Actually, let everybody look at it, and then. But if not, just email it to me, realjesseonfire@gmail. Sudenheim says, invade Iran, Epic Fury, invade TPUSA, Epic Furry. Oh. Invade Iran, Epic Fury, invade TPUSA, Epic Furry. Okay, that's funny, dude. Sky's in the house. Love this duo on stream. Like a high IQ, super collab, super vibe. Drop the Lance Twigs backpack. I was trying to show you. Okay, sweet, dude. That's so funny that your brand is high IQ. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
For me, they're like, I don't even know, high moron, or hey, he's high. I'm just kidding. Cindy Lou, thank you very much. Jeannie says, we should get Alley Top Files and Mad Max Muppet Master to look at this. Yeah, for sure. Baron, Jamie says, Baron, your content's amazing, and that's coming from one of Jesse's best friends. Jesse's best friends. Jesse just doesn't know it yet. Jamie does send me a lot. Jamie provides a lot of value to me, though, for sure. Life in the Bass lane. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly, they had been around each other in the past. Are the photos of them together? They had been, according to Palm Beach Pete, he had been at the same parties as, which is interesting. And I recall a rumor Anthony Bourdain's photo was used for J. Have you ever looked into that case, Baron? No. The Anthony Bourdain? Mm-mm. Me neither.
Was he removed? Well, I know that, but I mean, is there a theory that he was maybe involuntarily?
The only thing is, so Mouthy Buddha is my favorite documentarian ever. He got waxed off YouTube a long time ago, but he kept on making documentaries, and they are all on Dauntless Dialogue. I plug Dauntless Dialogue. It's dauntlessdialogue.com. Everybody asks me this all the time. It's not a channel. It's a website, and it's like $30 a year. And it's the single greatest collection of conspiracy documentaries ever. You'll never run out, and they're all so fire. But Mouthy Buddha is my favorite ever, and he had mentioned Anthony Bourdain in a couple of videos where he said, in order to cover the Anthony Bourdain case, I would have to do an additional video or series just to cover it. So I know there's a bunch of stuff there, but as far as I know, I know he didn't do it, but if someone's done it, I don't know I haven't seen it.
Holy mackerel. I'm looking at just the headline pieces on Dauntless Dialogue. I want to watch every one of these.
They are, I'm telling you, nuclear. I just got done. So I had tried to watch a series called Order Out of Chaos, which is about 9/11, and the fear. It's like a 4 or 5 part series that hypothesizes that the group that we definitely would never talk about directly, all the stuff about them having orchestrated it. And I had never watched it all the way through, because something about watching Mouthy Buddha's content is it puts me to sleep. He's my favorite documentarian ever. And I like it so much that my brain finally can focus on one single thing, which puts me to sleep instantly. So like I watch his stuff at night. And so I had never gotten all the way through it. And I finally got all the way through it. And man, how much do you know about that? I mean, we're not going to talk about it here, but like, Nothing about them.
No.
What about the dancing guys from across the river? You don't know about that?
I know that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's like a tiny part of one of the episodes, but yeah, there's a lot there. Gorilla says old dirt is 100% alive. Not all Mainers are weirdos. You're the truth. Their theories seem spot on. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Does PBD have an egg-shaped little? Oh, yeah, that is one thing that people know. But also, we read and didn't JE have one like one kidney or something, or what was it? It's
I don't know, but he had a tattoo that wasn't on the body that got rolled out.
Yeah, but someone like the thing is that Pete, or if it's him, he was underground for like what 6 years or like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
From
2019 to 26.
Yeah, he could get rid of that. He could definitely get rid of that tattoo. Oh, another thing that my guy told me. Man, I don't think he'll care about this. He told me that Pete said everybody says that Kanye West launched that brand, and he was talking about a brand of clothing. He's like, nobody was wearing that stuff before me. And he looked up, the big guy, and he found a ton of pictures of this guy wearing of Epstein wearing those clothes. He's all, bro. He's like, I'm telling you, he wants me to know. He wanted me to know. Like, yes, Pete and Jeff are the same guy. I agree. Fake Blake Bednar's. Oh my gosh.
How fake?
Jason Souza, I designed smiles. They redid the teeth after prison. Notice the uniformity, shape, and color. They straightened them slightly, but they didn't have enough room to get that number 23 in line. And that's a rare angle I don't see every day. Oh, okay. So wait, so they redid the teeth after prison. So you're talking the top teeth, probably? Because okay, actually, I think I know exactly what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the top teeth, and
23
because there's that one space that's visible on the top.
Yeah, but number 23 is a bottom tooth.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, 705. Oh shit, I'm 40 minutes behind on this, but let me okay, wait, let me look up like teeth numbers dentist.
23 is next to the front bottom tooth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that one is very prominent. That one is the two here, it would be this one.
Yeah.
Like so let me pull
bottom middle.
Let me pull that part of what I have here up. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at here. Let me remove this and put that back up. See, the thing is, I did the part where I could like put stuff in and out on Photoshop. So it's like a completely different platform. So that would be this one right there.
Yep.
Like it. So these two are the two that are up front are
24 and 25.
Are 24 and 25. Yep. And then 23 is the one that is way pushed back right there.
Yep.
And way pushed back right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they did change it a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine
Actually,
he wore like an Invisalign or something trying to pull it
Yes. They are okay, so that's crazy. That's true because they are actually adjusted a little bit, but they're adjusted, but
it's almost
like
more
these ones are improved on Pete, but they're still
the
like
same
this one's forward, that one's back, that one's back.
Yeah.
So man, he's right. That makes it even more.
Yeah, I think
to
it's more
me.
compelling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they tried to fix it. And
or
just
they
didn't have enough
are
room.
in the process of fixing it. It's just not all the way there yet.
Yeah.
That is wild, man.
Gosh, it looks like him in the eyes too.
Oh, let's look at that. Hang on. Yeah,
It looks just like him in the eyes. Like, look at his eyes.
Okay, and then
Oh,
let me get a picture of his eyes. That's actually a great call. Let's evaluate that together. Let me get like a good HD picture of JE.
It looks like he's wearing like colored contacts. You know, those don't look like natural brown eyes.
He probably is, actually. You know, just considering. Yeah, because Epstein has blue eyes.
Does he have blue eyes?
Uh,
Well, that's even more. I was thinking he was trying to.
So,
Yeah, but I mean, the eye shape, it looks like him.
yep, it does. So,
Like, it might look like he had his eyelids tucked a little bit,
yeah,
like to open them up. You know how they do that to people and then they never quite look like they're the same person after they get those eyelids pulled up a little bit?
yeah.
That
The
upper
nose
lid.
thing though is I mean, like people before, after, they literally look like a different person.
Look at the hairline. Look at that hairline.
Yep.
The
You can
eyebrows
only do
are in the
so
same
much,
place.
man.
The chin's the same. The wrinkles between the eyes are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
I don't know, man.
the smartest thing I have heard anyone say about this entire saga, you said tonight, which is if you can get yourself to a place where you believe that he may have walked out of the jail, to believe that this is him is like oops, sorry, I had this on top of your face this whole time. My bad.
No.
But like,
Yeah. Like, look at the chin shape. Look at I mean, he had his nose pulled up a little bit, so it's not pointing. It doesn't like go down as much.
he's much younger here too. Let me see if I can find one because those folds right here get a lot more pronounced, you know, year over year.
Well,
like
he could have had a little. Like, have you ever seen John Kerry before and after pictures? Like his
would he
face
get like a facelift or something?
Oh, dude, let me show you a John Kerry before and after.
Yeah, see, because here we're way more pronounced. I mean, and it just looks like he lost a little bit of weight, you know. Wait a minute.
Pull up that thing I got there.
Okay.
And you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, see the difference? I mean,
yeah,
you can still tell it's him, but he looks fundamentally different.
Yeah, no, he got a nose job too, it looks like.
Yeah, nose, eyes, you know, his it's just everything was cleaned up. Everything was pulled up, tightened up a little bit. But I mean, it's still him, but it's, you know, one of them looks more like Palm Beach Pete.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the thing is, you know, if you look at like John Kerry, and you go, wow, he's got you know, whoever his guy is doing a great job. But the purpose of his thing is to make him look like a better looking version of John Kerry, where the purpose of this would be, you need to make me look like a different person without making me horrifically ugly. You know what I mean?
Right. But like, look, I mean, they're the same, but they're different. Like, this is more Palm Beach Pete-ish on the right. And this is more J.E. on the left. But it's still the same person. Like, the eyebrows are still in the same place. Their teeth are going to be the same. Their ears are going to be the same. But the faces, you know.
And when you, and look at this. So like when you look at this line right here on JE, and then over here, it kind of is like positioned over here.
Yeah.
Like that's a small adjust. And then they have that line right here across the nose. But this is, I think this is why he's smiling in every picture, is because, you know, when he smiles for, you know, as Palm Beach Pete, his face changes and it's not so obvious that he has this, you know, like this thing right here. Yeah. You'd think that they would be able to do something about that maybe, but I don't know. I mean,
in there from years of being a demon.
That's fair. That's fair. Dude, honestly, I want to talk to I want to have an actual plastic surgeon.
Oh, that would be
probably wouldn't want it.
No, that'd be a great interview of somebody just going through and saying, here's how you would do this. This is the surgeon. And they would be able to say either yay or nay. This looks a lot like the same person or not.
Man, that is, if anybody knows, if anybody is a plastic surgeon that does faces, or no, actually, you know what? I know someone. I wonder if they would do it. I'm like, my plastic surgeon. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I mean, yeah. I mean, that is, I don't know, man. This is a fun one though, that I can't imagine getting sick. I mean, it's one of those things, like, you're never going to get a for sure answer, because obviously no one's ever going to go, oh, hey, we proved it's him and now he's going back to jail. But James Wells says, bro, let's go to my favorite podcasters. Baron, 40 days sober now. I went on a Catholic mass, St. Coleman in Pompano, Florida. I was too scared to go in, so I sat in my car and cried. I'm trying.
I've been by St. Coleman's in Pompano, Florida. When we lived in Delray, we were driving up to a restaurant up that way, and I drove by it and I was like, hey, wait a minute. That's my name on the thing right there. I want to say it didn't have an E though. I'm not.
40 days in is great though. And I never had any experience with booze, but when I did the ibogaine thing, I spoke to a guy who was very open with me about what it was like for him. And like, you know, I didn't realize that there was such a physical challenge for someone to go cold on, you know, after been drinking for so long straight, just because like booze is just not my thing. I mean, I know all about the cold on opioids, but on liquor, I just didn't realize until that guy kind of explained it to me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's one of the 2 or 3 things that can kill you.
Yeah. That and benzos too, right?
Yeah.
What's the other, like, what are the other?
I think heroin can kill you if you go, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But I know alcohol and benzos both can kill you.
I mean, opioids will make you want to die. That's for goddamn sure. That's for sure.
I don't see. I know people get addicted to them. I don't see how. When I broke my leg, I had to take them for like 6 or 8 days, and they asked me if I wanted a refill, and I was like, no, I can't go to the bathroom. Like this is a real problem for me.
Yeah.
I feel terrible. Like I felt like I was full up to here. I was like, get me off of this stuff. I don't want anything to do with these things. Yeah. I can't go to the bathroom.
What's funny is that is an issue for everyone, except if you're genetically wired to respond well to them. That side effect and any other side effect is just worth it. You're like, I don't care, dude. Like I'll deal with it. Like it's like you take, you know, like in The Devil's Advocate, actually, when Al Pacino's trying to sell Keanu Reeves at the end to just agree and turn himself over to the dark side. He's all, what are you selling? And he's like, how about, for starters, bliss on tap, constant bliss. He's like, bliss, always. And I like, that's it. That's what it is. It's like just absolute sheer bliss, no matter what is going on in your life. But that turns into absolute sheer misery very soon afterwards.
There's always a price.
Always. And speaking of new faces, can we talk about Erica? Says Catherine.
I tell you, I fell in the rabbit hole a little bit the last couple of days looking at her nose before and after.
Like make believe, like it's not her clone or fake or like a different person.
I don't know. Like I think it's her, but it's like her eyes still look the same. But man, from like here down, she looks different.
Do you think that like does she look better on her nose? Like, does it look like she got a nose job or something?
I mean, I don't know better. A nose is a personal opinion. I got a big old schnoz, so I'm, you know, I don't necessarily think a big or wide nose is a bad thing, but it's different.
More symmetrical. I mean, like, you know, a surgically done one is likely to be more symmetrical.
Yeah, and it seems to be a little pointier, maybe.
Okay.
It doesn't have the depth to it. I don't know, man. It's if you look up like Erica Kirk before and after Charlie died, they look like different people.
Okay, here we go. And I'm going to pull it up right now. Let me get rid of this one. Yeah, why are we not talking about the most important things in the world? Like, you know, the nose jobs of people who are not
like here, I'll pull this one up. I'll share this.
Okay,
one. This is
perfect.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it looks smaller. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, the recent one that lines up that she.
The one on the left isn't that old, you know?
Yeah.
It's almost like they took someone else with those like Alaskan Malamute eyes and was like, well, we'll bleach your hair and you know, you'll be all right. I mean, but the hairline at the top kind of looks the same up here.
Yeah.
But like all in through the middle part of her face, she just looks different. I don't know if
she does. I mean, she looks like she's got her makeup much more professionally, like thick done on the right. But I agree. I think her nose does look different.
Yeah, I mean, you can see her nostrils on the right, and on the left you can't because her nose is turned down. You know, and a lot of times when people get that nose job, they get that point pulled up a little bit. It's just an easy way to shorten the nose by pulling that point up a little bit, and so then you can see the nostril from the front, whereas before you couldn't. So I don't know if she had
I think that's what they did to J.E. because it looks like they just lifted it kind of and yeah, like. And then this is the one I had where I found on her. So it's like, I don't know when this one is, but
I don't think that middle one's her, is it?
It doesn't look like her actually. This looks okay. So this is Miss Arizona. So and it says the Pentagon in the background when she's Miss Arizona.
Yeah, when she was Miss, I think it was when she was like Miss Arizona teen or something. Maybe she went to the Pentagon and went to a couple other places. That's where she had that photo in the Sergeant Major's office with her mom in there, and she was wearing that weird pin. And I don't know. She looks.
How tall is she? Do you know how tall? Like, I just realized recently how, like, because I heard her say, you know, that she played basketball, and then and then I'm like, oh wait, Charlie's 6'9", so she must be like.
No, he was 6'5".
Oh, 6'5"?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was okay.
No, I think she's probably 5'7", maybe 5.
Oh, all right, yeah. Then that doesn't. Yeah, if he's 6'5", that makes her regular sized.
Hey, I watched a YouTube short the other day of somebody went to a tall person's convention.
Yeah,
and the guy was 6'10", and he was going around interviewing people, and he looked totally normal sized. It was so weird. Like these women were showing up, and he was like, "How tall are you?" She's like, "I'm 6'4", and I mean, she just was barely shorter than he was. It looked like a place full of normal people. I would have looked like a midget in there.
Same. So Sean Mike Kelly, you know, who has a huge podcast in Las Vegas. He's really big on Instagram. He's a really cool dude. I did his show. He does you'll know his Instagram if you like. I'm gonna show you what he looks like. Like this dude. He just had on what's his name? Oh gosh, this dude.
Kurt Signetti.
What is it?
Is that Kurt Signetti?
No. Like Charlie. Like what's his name from Charlie's Inner Circle?
Oh, Frank Turek.
Yeah, Frank Turek.
Yeah, sorry.
But, yeah. So I did Sean Mike Kelly's show, and we were kind of sitting and doing it most. And when we got up afterwards, like he's so tall, dude. I couldn't believe it. He's
really?
He's 6'10", dude. He's 6'10", but he looks like a small person in all of his videos. You know, he's like a person where if you were just kind of wondering how tall he is just by looking. You would guesstimate probably like, maybe, I don't know, 5'9". He's 6'10". I was like Valhalla has a picture with him, and he is dwarfing Valhalla. And Valhalla's like 6'4" or 6'5", and he's so tall, dude. But
yeah. So a good friend of mine, where we used to live, is 6'8", and that's tall.
yeah.
I mean, it's not grossly tall, but it's tall enough that everywhere we went, it didn't matter if you went to the grocery store, a restaurant, someone would stop and say, "How tall are you?"
Oh yeah.
And one day I was like, "Does that ever bother you?" He's like, I've had it my whole life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like his kid when he was in 5th grade was taller than I am.
That's
I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not like 5'1". I mean, he's just a big guy, and his wife I think is like 6 feet tall. So his kids are going to be just mammoths.
my 13-year-old daughter's 13-year-old boyfriend is 3 inches taller than me, but he's 6'1". He's 13.
That's tall at 13.
He's a good athlete too, dude. He's a really good kid, man. I encourage that relationship all the time. I showed you the pictures of that backyard. We were looking at houses. So we have been looking at houses for months, but we want to buy in this one little area. And it's so funny. One of the only houses that we found that worked ended up being his next door neighbor, like my daughter's boyfriend's house that was next door. And we almost bought it. Like, and I was saying to my wife, I'm like, his parents are going to think we're psychos if we move in next door. And we were literally coming down to the wire. We were either going to put a bid on that house or this other house. And then we called our agent, our agent called theirs, and they're like, dude, they accepted an offer 15 minutes ago, the one that was next door. So it was like a relief. It was like, okay, good. Cause we like that house better, but that's just so weird. Like we don't want to, like we were looking for an excuse to not, do it. But
that's the best way to buy a house, is tell yourself, everything has to just break exactly right, or we're not putting in an offer. And then that way, you don't end up doing it on emotion.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever done have you ever done any like work on a house, like, remodels and stuff? A little bit. Yeah. I had never done any, but we bought a house like at the end of last year, like a rental. And so we just had to do some stuff to fix it. I had thought that stuff was much more expensive than it was. Like in my mind, it was like this. And so now it's like, okay, if we need to fix a couple things, we can do it. So I don't know, makes it easier than walking in and being like, oh, I have to love every single thing because we're going to live here forever. And I never want to move ever again.
Part of home ownership is like, I just had to buy a roof this summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that.
In spring. Part of home ownership is having to sink in a small fortune into your house every now and then.
Yeah.
I totally underestimated in my mind what a roof cost by about 2/3.
Well, it's like 19K, something like that.
31,000.
Damn. We got so lucky on that because there was a hailstorm in Texas that damaged our roof. And so insurance covered 60% of it or something like that.
Well, no, they come in and they're like, hey, your roof isn't to code anymore. I'm like, but I've been living in it. It's fine. Can you just redo it the way? They're like, nope, they won't let us do it. If we pull the permit, we got to fix this, this, and this. We got to reroute this. We got to do this. The gutters had to come out. Gutters had to be replaced because if you're going to have the new roof, then you got to add the 2 inches of the gutters the code now requires. I'm like, oh my gosh, just do it. It's like I could have been driving that money.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Ours, we had like at my current home, there's a crack that started in the tile of our entryway. It wasn't like huge, but it kind of went across. And I was like, I don't like how that looks. And believe, as I'm obviously, the man of the house, but in reality, Gabrielle is way handier than I am at basically everything. Cause she's just much smarter and more capable of in all categories. And she looked at it. She's like, this, I really don't like. I'm like, oh, I didn't like it. She's like, no, I really don't like it. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, so if she said it, then fast forward 6 months and we had to redo our foundation. Like we had to like literally do the entire foundation. And, that's no fun, dude. Also expensive because everything was just kind of sliding and it's like, this is just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So, but yeah, home ownership, expensive, man. Expensive.
Yeah.
Let's go through a couple more of these and then, this was fun. How long do you usually stay on these in? Like,
I usually try to cap it at 3.5 or 4 hours.
Oh, good. So yeah,
Sounds like I'm here for the long haul.
no, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't want to make like trap you. I got
Tuesday's
time,
my day off.
I know. I love this shit, man. But Stacy says, good morning from Australia. Jesse's great to see you. And Baron, my two favorite podcasters, kicking it. Thank you very much, Stacy. It's so flattering, dude. You know, love your podcasters. And Baron, your camera is amazing. Oh, that's fucked up, man.
Well, Jesse's probably rolling 1080. I usually roll 720. So you're probably seeing me in a much higher quality than normal.
Oh, do you usually roll 720?
Yeah.
How come? Just like, does it make it like stream cleaner?
It doesn't buffer as much on StreamYard, but it's not even that. It's just it's a softer, more intimate environment. I think 1080 is very jarring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? If you don't have to run it, to me it is. Like I can tell the people who are running 1080 or higher, and it just for a podcast, it's not necessary for me.
That's fair. You also don't do thumbnails, so you're like, I love that. I think that's gangster. Like I think that's such a flex, man. You're like, if like people who don't think they have to do a thumbnail like you, and Moist Critical, he's like, his titles are like, I saw a movie, and then no thumbnail, 2 million views, dude.
You were telling me about, was that Penguin X or something? You were telling me about?
Moist Critical, Penguins. I'll show you his channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So my daughter came in the other day and she was like, well, let me know when you're as big as he is. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I watch everything he puts out. I'm like, he puts out the most inane things. She's like, Dad, if you don't watch him, you can't participate in the conversation because everyone at school watches him.
He is the culture king, dude. Penguin Zero. He has a picture of, it says beef something or other. He has 18 million subscribers.
Right. And he just puts up regular videos. But if you can't go to high school unless you watch every video he puts out, because at some point it will come up and you have to know what he said.
This guy, I say this with absolute 100% genuine, delivery. He is the biggest badass on this platform. Like, look, I know you don't care about this. 1.2 million views.
So when I had about 30 or 40 in this series that I'm doing now, that now we're on a episode 117 today or yesterday, about 30 or 40 videos in, Ian texts me. He's like, do you not know how to make thumbnails? And I'm like, why? He was like, you don't do thumbnails. And I was like, yeah, I just don't even think about it. He's like, let me teach you how to do thumbnails. So he texts me this long, like step by step. You open this program, you do this, you go here, you do. He said, you'll get it down. You'll do it in 5 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'll think about it. And so like a week later, he's like, did you get that text? Did you run through it? Have you figured you need help? I'll jump on a call with you. I'll walk you through it. And I'm like, I'll be honest. I said, everybody does thumbnails. Like mine sticks out like a sore thumb when you scroll because I'm the only one that's like looking at the camera with no thumbnail.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I went, I mean, the bottom line is you're always going to be competing with a bunch of other people. Anytime they see yours, they're going to see 3, 4, 5, 6 others. And it's like, if that's the way that you're thinking about it and approaching it, as long as you have a strategy, then you're doing, and again, if your strategy is like low output effort outside of the actual content, that makes perfect sense. And it stands out. I mean, mine was like, that's how I approached the channel in terms of, I didn't want to do a bunch of editing. I didn't want to do any high production stuff because I wanted to just be able to sit down, crank out the content, whatever. And then thumbnails, like I was just saying earlier today, I'm like, man, if I could make my thumbnail a yellow Lamborghini with a naked girl on it on fire I would. Like, it's just whatever will catch their eye and then create curiosity. But that's but like you guys build these audiences that it just doesn't matter. Like this is clear that his audience doesn't. What a terrible change. 1.2 million views. Look at this. Like
it's just a picture of him.
Phone disaster. 3.1 million.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Blew this man 1.8 million.
But what I'm saying is if you want to be cool in certain friend groups, you have to watch everything he puts out. Because it's going to be a topic of conversation at the local high school tomorrow. Yep. And so you've got to, you see it come up. You're like, I got to go to bed, but I got to watch this or I'm not going to be ready for school. I did my homework, but now I got to do this so I can hang out with the cool kids. I mentioned Ian, Ian mentored me on podcasting. Like he structured so much of my show is structured the way it is because he was like, why don't you try this and see if it works? Why don't you do this instead? Why don't you look at this? Like he was so, and finally he was like, bro, the camera situation, your webcam's not cutting it. He's like, we're gonna have to upgrade your camera. So he's in there sending me links. You need to buy this. 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 And I was just like, buy.
That is, yeah. I have so much extra equipment of stuff that I planned on putting into action, and then when I started kind of doing it, I'm like, I don't know if I even like this. I am gonna switch my microphone here in the next couple of days, but
what'd you buy?
I bought the Shure SHUR. Hang on, it's
the SM7B.
It is this.
Oh, the SM7B. Yeah, that's what I roll.
Yeah, the SM7B.
It's the best podcasting mic I think on the market, in my opinion.
The reason I finally bought it is because I learned that this one, which is the Rode, I don't know, Rode whatever, they work different. I didn't realize that this one is actually made to capture more ambient sound as
you're
opposed to
the whole room.
Yeah. And so that's exactly the opposite of what I want.
Yeah. The SM7B, there's a reason it's the gold standard podcasting mic.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on the radio, we did the RE20, which is, if you look at the Charlie Kirk podcast, that's what they use. The problem with the RE20 is it requires so much processing and so much sound treatment to get it to sound even remotely good. 99% of studios are going to sound better with the SM7B. And if you listen to their podcast, it sounds horrible because they bought it because Rush Limbaugh uses it or used it. He's dead now, but he used the RE20. So everybody else wanted to use the RE20. But if you don't set your room up right, and if you don't set your processing up right, it sounds horrible. And Blake and Andrew sound terrible on that podcast. I mean, terrible.
What kind of processing do you need? Like, I got this thing. Danks told me about this thing, which is supposed to help with like streaming, and he got the regular one, and I got the much more expensive one. And then I realized afterwards that I think this is like for gaming and I don't even know if it even applies to streaming because I'm retarded. Like I tell everybody, I'm an idiot.
Do you run yours through a soundboard?
Yeah, I have a Scarlett.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, but this is for like streaming though. He said that like this will
is it like a cloud lift?
What's that?
Is it a cloud lift?
Maybe. This is a 4KX here, it's this. I don't know, whatever this thing is.
Yeah. So you're not going to need all the processing. I mean, the RE20, there's just so many it's such a finicky mic. You got to get your noise gate exactly right. You got to get your de-esser exactly right. You got to get, compression has to be exactly right or it's just going to sound bad. And like I have a lot of sound panels in my room and it's probably not necessary with this mic. This room is set up more for an RE20. Like I don't even know how many feet. How many of the I got 80 feet of 4-inch sound deadening.
Nice
panels, but I don't need it. With this mic, I'd probably be just fine, in an auditorium, and it would probably sound much the same. I mean, the RE20 is just the SM7B is such a good mic.
That's awesome. Yeah, the house that we just had the offer accepted on has like a theater that's like a theater room or whatever, and so it's already has all of the soundproofing because it was made to like for people to just like watch movies or whatever. So I'm not even gonna have to do anything. It's all right because I never would have actually gone through with putting up the soundproofing stuff. That's like standard out here. I realized in Texas, most houses, because like it's not like some mansion that has a movie theater. It's just like standard that they have like a theater room.
Yeah,
it's clutch.
You may find with that Scarlett, you need a cloud lift at some point if you're not getting enough juice through it. But they're like $100. They're not expensive, and it just plugs in and. Watch a YouTube video in 30 seconds. You'll know what it is and how it works.
Yeah. I think I'm sure this one will work. This one, it wasn't like that expensive. It was like the one Dank suggested was like 125. And I think I spent like 225 or something. Yeah. I thought that would mean that this would do a better job, but everything I'm reading in there is about gaming. And I'm like, okay, so that was pointless.
Well, the expensive thing to me was I bought backups of everything. So backup camera, backup lens, backup, docking station, backup soundboard, backup computer, because you don't want to be down for a week waiting for, if your board goes down, you don't want to be down for a week waiting on something to get shipped in, or 2 weeks. And so I went ahead and bought backups of everything. And that's really what made it even a remote cost. I mean, podcasting is so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days to be heard, even if you use like public access, it would cost you tens of thousands, maybe $50,000-$100,000 worth of equipment to even have something that looked remotely good. And with podcasting, a few $1,000, you're running and you look great, and sound great.
Oh, a few $1,000, you're going to look and sound fantastic.
I know.
Yeah.
You could really run a decent podcast on less than $1,000 if you already have the computer.
Easy, especially given that phones so one of the, I literally just got this today, like a wireless mic, because I never had wireless mics. So I just got this one today. And I was trying to run it on my computer and it sounded terrible. Like it just sounded bad, but then I connected it to my phone. And when I captured it in the phone, it sounded great. And I was trying to troubleshoot it, whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. But the phone does such a good job of capturing video and audio that, dude, you don't even need $1,000. You need less to do a good show. I think
and to sound really good and to look really good. And I mean, it's just not that complex. And I honestly think that's what scares the establishment is okay. And I think that's why they let people like us stay around, because if not, they can't. It's like whack-a-mole. You can't get everybody.
Yeah.
So you might as well leave Candace up. You might as well leave Ian up. You might as well leave Dave Smith up, because if they go down, there's 10,000 other people ready to do a podcast and you don't know who the next one's going to be. So,
it's true. And you also know that the next one will probably be more harsh and militant because you axed the last, generation of people.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. That's what I wanted to talk. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about, actually, was this post right here from Paramount is the one where he made like the bad boy list that you were on.
Paramount Impractical?
You this one?
Oh, I know the list. Yeah. Yeah. He used such a flattering photo of everyone.
Yeah. Said, to my fellow truth seekers, not the conspiracy grifter lying for clicks. The tide is turning. People are waking up to the lies of Candace and her being exposed because of you. What they're doing is existential threat to the country. If millions abandon objective truth, logic, and justice for manufactured suspicion and anonymous sources and unverifiable accusations, we will be destroyed from within. Don't let off the gas, yada, yada. And then it's like Candace, Tucker, Fuentes, Alex Jones, Thomas Massey, whoever. Oh my God, is that Candace's husband?
That's George Farmer. Yeah.
What a prick. He puts that on there.
Yeah.
Whoever this person is, Baron, Valhalla.
That's Mel, the village crazy lady. That's Owen Schroyer.
Okay, nice. Nate. And then obviously Joe Kent, Ian, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Project Constitution, and this dude I'm not familiar with.
I got Stu Peters.
Oh, is that Stu?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. He looks super different.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was happy to not be on this list, though.
I'm not gonna lie. He needed like 5 or 10 more spots because I know I could fill that list out. You would make it.
I don't want it.
But here's the thing: like, there's no common thread with these people, and that's what bothers me about this list. Yeah. I mean, there is a common thread, but it's not. It's not anything that he's talking. It's not Charlie Kirk, and it's not any of that stuff. That's not the common thread.
Exactly.
There is a common thread of those 15 people, but it bothers me that this reminds me of like the Southern Poverty Law Center doing their hate watch list. And this kind of stuff is reckless because it puts a target on these people. One of his crazy followers, some out of touch person. Now they say, oh, here's a list of 15 people who are causing the problem. And that kind of stuff.
Whoops, sorry.
I don't know. We're gone.
Happened? Continue. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. But that's what bothers me about people that do stuff like this is it's reckless and dangerous. Like, none of these people are an existential threat to the United States. I don't know a single one of these people that's like, we need to overthrow the government. Not one of them.
No.
Every single one of them's like, well, if you don't like what you're seeing, back a candidate you can trust and go vote for them and maybe donate, a little of your hard-earned money. One of the easiest ways to clean up bad politics is just fix the money situation. Make it so that 4 corporations or 4 rich people can't buy a seat in Kentucky.
Yeah. And I mean, come on.
No.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She was in Congress like 3 months ago. You're saying she's a threat to the United States? So was Joe Kent. So was Thomas Massey. I mean, actually, Joe Kent was not in Congress, but he was in the federal government.
And he did 11 combat tours.
Yeah. Existential threat to the United States, the fabric of the nation.
It's
I mean,
so dumb.
I just want to know who's like, what's his motivation? Because this is not normal behavior from a podcaster. That's
why I wanted to pull it up, is because to me, this was an accidental mask off moment, because the thing that I had always, had kind of watched him do is like, he's the guy who was always going to respond to people who are asking questions about the Charlie case and say, hey guys, Tyler did it. Don't be crazy. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't like pay super close attention, but let me just look. Like, it's like most of the time, it seems like that's what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
Well, here's my major issue with the Tyler did it people. Like, I go out there and I do a podcast and I say, here are some things we've noticed about the case that seem very strange to me. The round does not seem to have inflicted the damage that would be predicted by that type of round from that distance at that location. Here are some weird things the security people were doing. Dan Flood steps forward and gives the steal sign. Why? What was he doing? What was the steal sign for? Was this like, hey, bring me a diet soda? Necesito un refresco? Like, what is he saying here? Or is he telling someone, hey, now's the time, the plan's in place, go. So, I mean, I think it's a legitimate question. It's a live issue.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out there and attacking the people who are saying Tyler did it. Even though in my heart of hearts, I believe he didn't pull a 30-06 at that moment from that location. I just don't. And I think, therefore, there's an innocent person, or maybe not innocent, that's the wrong word, but a not guilty of the charges he's been charged with person on death row or on facing the death penalty. Like, that's a legit, you talk about an existential threat to the country. That's an existential threat to the country.
For sure.
Convicting not guilty people of the crimes they're charged with and putting them to death, that is an existential threat to safety, security, humanity. And if he didn't do it, the fact that you can assassinate in broad daylight at noon in Utah on a college campus, a beloved political figure known and followed by tens of millions of people, that's an existential threat to the country. That's a huge problem. But I'm not attacking people who say Tyler did it. But if you say, did Tyler do it? What about this, this, and this? They attack you.
Yeah.
They like go after you. It's vicious. It's savage. And it doesn't make sense to me at all. None of us are attacking the people who are saying Tyler did it. I've never attacked Paramount Tactical for saying Tyler did it. I've never attacked Alex Clark for saying Tyler did it. I've never attacked Andrew Colvett for saying Tyler did it. But they'll sure attack us if we say Tyler didn't do it. Yeah. And that tells me there's a motivation. There's some commonality that's pushing this narrative that the people who are questioning it are dangerous and they need to be dealt with and they need to be silenced and they need to be pushed aside. And so you belong on that list if that's what he's saying, because you've questioned whether Tyler did it.
And I was just thinking about it. I mean, you summarize that extremely well, I'm thinking about like how the origin story of all of this, like early on and say like the first couple months, because I was immediately questioning things, but my initial focus was definitely more on, guys, you're focusing just on this one guy. Like, there's absolutely overwhelming evidence that there's a ton of people involved in this. And they, it could be these, original, like out of the gate, I'm like, could be these unfuck America people. It could be these, all these leftists over here. Could be Lance Twiggs. Could be this. Could be this. Like, I don't understand why this is appearing to be such a concerted effort to just go, okay, yeah, this one guy did it, done, bam, wham, and they're like not looking at anything. It makes no sense to me. Yeah. And so the only thing I can think of is that maybe when they're first kind of assessing they're like, okay, well, this guy's asking questions, but he's asking the questions we want him to ask about the group that we want him to focus on or something. And then, but I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is, and also I don't ever hear anyone aside from Blake Bednar say anything with certainty. It's like everybody's just looking at it and asking questions about things that seem to be totally reasonable to ask questions about. And then also, what I don't understand is how someone with common sense can know that the official narrative was literally made with, as far as I know, without any changes since 36 hours after the crime was committed. And since then, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and then half of May plus half of September, you've got 9 months of people who have done such extensive research into this case, looking for and finding tremendous inconsistencies, that I feel totally comfortable saying that if Tyler Robinson's defense is not looking at this stuff and does not use any of the stuff that's been found, they are either 100% corrupt or are 100% incompetent on a level that is unforgivable if you are in any way associated with Tyler Robinson. Like if I was Tyler Robinson's family and I'd be like, have you looked at this? Have you looked at this? They're calling them crazy. You ever think that maybe they're calling them crazy because they don't want you to look at this overwhelming thing that where this timeline doesn't line up and this doesn't line up and this doesn't line up and this doesn't line up? Like this is a really strong defense. Are you going to use it? They're like, no, we're just going to go through. I mean, I haven't watched it, but Elizabeth Lane is going to all of these. And she told me, she's like, they are acting like anyone who is asking questions is crazy, which is, from my perspective, completely crazy and super suspicious to me.
Well, so I've tried a lot of cases. And
were you a prosecutor?
No, I was a defense lawyer.
So even better.
Yeah. So one of the things that's being lost in all the discussion, and I'm not faulting Elizabeth Lane, and maybe she's right about a lot of this, but there's a time and place for everything in court. So you can't just go in and fire your whole defense on the initial appearance, right? So the initial appearance has a particular goal, and it's, we're trying to establish bail or whatever, it's then there's a preliminary hearing where they read the charges to you and you enter a plea, and the judge determines, is there a sufficient evidence to hold you against your will? That's not the trial. You don't have an opportunity to do this. And the judge, particularly in Utah that I've looked up, the judge is not even allowed to consider the contradictory evidence. He's just allowed to determine, is this sufficient enough for me to consider? And if it passes that very minimal threshold, would I hold him against his will based on this? Mm-hmm. In other words, can we require him to sit in jail or sit under bail and show up for trial later? Or will we be laughed out of court? Is this so like if you tried to try me for the Charlie Kirk murder, right?
When 100 people can attest to where you were in a different state.
I was on a call when it happened. I mean, get the 6 people that were on the call when it happened. Yeah. No, I was talking to him. Here's his calendar entry. Here's the recording of the call. But they wouldn't be able to produce any evidence that I was in the area, that my gun was there, that, and so the judge would look at that and say, no, we can't force him to go to trial based on this. That's ludicrous. I mean, yes, he would have the opportunity to defend himself at trial, but he shouldn't have to.
Right.
And that's the stage we're in right now. That's all we're looking at. So them raising all these complex defenses or conspiracy theories or whatever isn't the time. It's not the time and the place. The time right now is to build confidence with the judge that you know what you're doing, that you're not entertaining nonsense. And, now we get a jury sworn in. Guess what? They didn't look at this person. They didn't look at this person. They didn't look. Did you contact this person? This guy was going room to room looking for Charlie Kirk in the hospital. Tell me about when you brought him in. Did you look at this? What about Lance Twiggs? Now you go in and you start really questioning all of these alternative theories. Mm-hmm. And I don't hold it against the defense at this point. I think they're doing a very good job of challenging each individual procedural thing, which is all they can do really at this point. It's not the time to introduce evidence. It's not the time to introduce that the parents aren't going to testify that they turned him in and that he confessed. It's not the time to introduce that the uncle or grandpa or whatever didn't say, hey, that's my gun. Like, this isn't the time to do that because it's not going to be considered anyway. So why bring it up? Like, the judge is prohibited from considering it at this stage.
And you alert your opponents to what your arguments are going to be also. If you do it at this point.
I do think it's very telling that they told us all this was going to come. Oh, wait till his parents are going to testify against him. His uncle's going to. None of them are on the witness list. Nor is Lance Twiggs on the witness list.
He's not?
Well, he's only on a recorded statement. No opportunity for cross-examination. And so they can completely control. Yeah, they can completely control what was said. They can only ask him certain questions. So, there's a lot of, And so if I was a Fed slopper, if I'm Paramount Impractical or I'm Andrew Colvett or something like that, I at this point, if I'm honest, I'm looking and saying, why are his parents not on that list? Because if you're trying to just give the judge enough information that he did it, get mom up there to say he confessed, because that's what they've been telling us he did.
Yeah,
that's slam the door. We're going to trial. It's over. I don't even think you need anything else. You don't need a gun. You don't need camera footage. He told us he did it. Let's go to trial.
Yeah,
she's not on the list. She's not on the list, and the reason she's not on the list is she's not going to say that.
Yeah,
she's not. Gonna say
and as far as the digital confessions, that's easy. You're like, oh, I know of a guy who has access to those devices, and he seems to want to pin this on me for some reason. I haven't spoken to him since this all started, and this text exchange does not sound like me. I did not say this. I've never spoken like this before. This sounds like someone having a conversation with himself, and he had access to it in the Discord. Why would I say that to these guys?
He's not going to waive his Fifth Amendment right at the preliminary, so you're not going to hear from.
No, right? Yeah.
Preliminary.
Yeah,
and so they'll get Lance in there, and Lance will say, "Yep, this is what was on my phone," and he may not even say, "Tyler sent this to me." I don't know what he'll say. We'll have to see when the time comes. But yes, this was on my phone, honestly, would be enough to proceed to trial. And so it's telling what is not on the witness list, what's not on the exhibit list. There's no forensic examination of the computer. There's no forensic examination of the phone. There's no forensic examination of the gun. There's no forensic examination of a lot of this stuff. It's just not on the list.
Yeah.
And instead they're focusing on screenshots on a phone, which frankly is probably enough to get through the preliminary and get to trial. And then at trial, they'll have to go through, and that's when they can make all the points they're making.
What do you think? Do you think that it is? I don't know. What's your overall temperature on people being held in prison without bail? Just in general, because conceptually, I don't like it, man. I don't like that at all. Like when these trials take, 2 years, sometimes a year, it's like, I don't know. In this case, obviously it's an extreme, it's a very extreme and very public case, but, and then the other question, actually more important one, is what did you think about the defense petitioning to have the cameras not in the trial? Was that?
So I did. Yeah, I did an opening on that. Initially, I was very suspect of that until I read their actual brief, and it's very long. It's a very long brief, but when you read it in its totality, I understand what they're saying. And it goes back to Jack Posobiec, Andrew Colvette, Blake Neff, Paramount Tactical. It's these people are the reason the defense wants to keep the cameras out, because what they're doing is they're keying in on one statement. They're keying in on one phrase. They're keying in on one thing, and then they're running around saying, see, he did it, fry him, put him in the electric chair. And it is having an effect on the jury pool. It just is, which is why they're doing it, by the way. That's exactly why they're doing it. It's why they take such an interest in it. It's why they attack people like you and me and everybody who raises the question of, well, what about all this other stuff that doesn't make any sense? They attack us because they need a primed jury pool. The defense hired an expert to poll the jury pool, poll the local community, the county, and fewer than 2/3 of them think he did it. Now, that might sound like a lot. Hey, 65% think he did it. With as much press as this has had, it is astronomically low. Like it's infinitesimally low.
That's crazy low.
2 out of 3 people think he did. 1 out of 3 people think he didn't do it.
Especially given the fact that what they've reported in the mainstream media is that he confessed twice.
Right.
And the parents turned him in after he broke down and was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, don't do it. That's why, so 33% of people have been convinced that none of that is true already. That's wild.
Or at least they have enough question that they've raised reasonable doubt in their own minds before the trials even started. I would guess most cases of this caliber, like O.J. Simpson, it was probably closer to 90, 95, 98% thought he did it in the community. And then you get into trial, and now you put on your evidence and you start chiseling away at the case, and you start trying to introduce doubt. One of the things a defense lawyer does is not try to prove he's innocent. It's just to add doubt wherever you can find it.
Yeah.
I've had some cases where we were effective at that. And I had some cases where we thought we were effective at that, and it turned out the jury didn't buy it anyway. Usually there's an emotional component to it, but I don't think there's an emotional component to this one. Because I think both sides, frankly, are fairly sympathetic. when it comes to the average juror. You have a 22-year-old guy and he looks kind of weird, and he doesn't look like the kind of guy who can rappel off the side of a building with a 42-inch long Mauser in his hand as he's holding himself up with one hand and swinging wildly and dropping down and to a crouch from a 15-foot building and sprinting off after that. It just doesn't look like the right guy. And so I think they've, I've heard from people, I don't want to give my sources away, but I believe that the prosecution is not confident in their case and that they're going through it because there's so much public pressure to continue the case, but that there's a severe lack of confidence on their side.
I do not find that surprising at all. And I mean, see, I've said a million times anytime that I've talked about a case that I've been paying pretty close attention to, I always end up saying to like my inner circle that I would have loved being a defense attorney or a prosecutor. Like I just enjoy that kind of thing. Probably more defense than and I just wouldn't take any cases where I thought the person was a monster. But I really do enjoy like trying to strategically think through it. And it's like, okay, so this is what they're going to be able to prove bulletproof. You're not going to really be able to defend against that. However, you can introduce doubt here. Who saw him hand that to that guy? Who actually saw this guy do that? Can we challenge that guy's credibility? It's like, did you enjoy the work?
Yeah, I did. I represent. You said you wouldn't represent anyone you didn't think was a monster. Hey, I got bad news.
No. I wouldn't. I'm talking someone who hurts kids. I wouldn't represent them.
No, I wouldn't represent that. But most people who are charged with crimes, most of them are not your ideal cut of society. There are some people that you think, why is this person being charged? Most of them are not. Like I represented a guy who was charged with hundreds of assaults against people, against women. Another guy but I did it on a very specific reason. He pleaded guilty in exchange for a 12-year prison sentence.
Okay.
So the prosecution comes to him and says, we're going to give you a 12-year prison sentence if you'll plead guilty to one count. Fair enough. And he took the deal. While he's in prison, after he was convicted, they changed the law. And they said that, and they admitted they changed the law for him so that they would never have to let him out. So they rug pulled him. He confesses, he admits it. And then they change the law and say, if a psychologist, a single psychologist believes you might reoffend or you are likely to reoffend, they don't have to let you out. And I got word of this case and I thought I'd like to try the constitutionality of this law. This is horrific like that.
You weigh this out and you look, let me just tell me if I'm thinking this through the way you did. You're like, obviously this guy should probably stay in prison. However, if this law passes, this could be used in ways that would almost out like the potential danger of this becoming law is dangerous enough that it's worth trying it so that you can at least shut down that law, right? Is that how you thought about it?
It basically ends the plea agreement with anybody because no longer are you pleading guilty to a specific term. You're pleading guilty to a specific term on the condition that the state can't find some rigged psychiatrist somewhere to say you're likely to reoffend and then just hold you against your will forever. So it totally removes the ability to resolve these cases on a plea agreement. Plus, what's to say they don't change the law again to make it an even lower barrier? And so I wanted to try the case. So basically, if the psychiatrist says you're likely to reoffend, then you file a motion and you get a trial with a jury, and the jury decides whether you're likely to reoffend. And so I'm not worried about that. I mean, the jury found he was likely to reoffend. You figure you're going to lose at the trial level, but you're setting it up for appeal, saying essentially this is the most monstrous law change in the history of mankind. You rug pulled a guy. Whether or not he's likely to reoffend, that's irrelevant. That wasn't the deal. The plea agreement didn't say we'll give him 12 years and he has to convince some random psychiatrist he doesn't know and has no relationship with by the end of this that he's unlikely to reoffend. And so we tried that case. I tried a case that we were trying to get a law changed in Ohio. The guy was admittedly not a decent person. I don't want to say too much about a former client, but based on the charges and the conviction, most people would conclude he's probably not a pretty decent guy. But the law in Ohio that we were trying to get changed was unbelievable. You did not have to have knowledge of the crime. All you had to do was be charged with a specific act, whether or not you even knew that you were doing it, and whether or not you even knew it was a crime. And it was, and it's a 30-year prison sentence. It's not like it's a 1-year prison sentence. This was
what kind of crime? Like, can you give me an example of how it would apply?
Yeah. So this was an HIV specific crime. So what they said was, if you have HIV and you engage in sexual relations without telling the other person, then you have committed a crime and you'll get 30 years.
And if you didn't know you had HIV, you're still guilty. That's absurd.
That's the law we were trying to challenge, because
that's a good challenge.
The guy had a legitimate defense that he didn't know, a very legitimate defense that he didn't know. And, because
couldn't you pull his medical records and know whether or not he had ever, I'm saying, could he have, that would be in his medical records if he had gotten tested and tested positive, right? But
you assume most people take care of their health the way you do, and they keep track of their medical records, and they go to follow-up visits after they've been tested with things. And there's a lot of built-in assumptions to that.
Oh, if you go in, so you got tested and never got the results.
I'm not going into the specifics because it's still on appeal. Sure. But if you let's just say you were going to get tested for diabetes and you didn't know, you didn't even know they were testing you for diabetes. You just went for a health check, and say you were playing a professional sport, for example, and you had no idea, and they pull your blood out and they're looking and they say, does this guy have diabetes or not? And then you never go to the follow-up appointment, and they call you and say, hey, we're cutting you from the team. Okay, well, whatever. You don't even know that record exists. And now let's say there's a crime that if you have diabetes and you eat a Snickers, you go to prison for 30 years. Well, that seems unfair. And so there are a lot of things like that where you might represent somebody who's charged with reprehensible behavior, but there's a better reason to try the case. Like you have an ulterior motive to trying the case. Obviously you want to do your best for your client. There's a ethical obligation for that. But so yeah, I mean, but then I've represented some people that were truly innocent, and I knew they were innocent when we took the case, and we won the case because they didn't do it, and there was no evidence they did it.
Yeah.
Or there was evidence, but it was wrong.
I'm looking up this movie about that topic, which is it's like a revenge movie, and it centers around this woman who gave actually, I don't even want to say anything about it because I don't want to ruin any part of it, but it's like, if people are into like vengeance movies, this is one of the hardest movies ever. It's like red, white, and blue, or something like. It's like this guy who's it actually is called Red, White, and Blue. That's what it's called. It's this one right here. People who are into like revenge movies and have a strong stomach, this movie is excellent. But this is not for people who are soft though. Like this movie is serious, but it's really good. Anyway, but that's wild, man. That, like, just the fact that you're playing with people's lives like that is just yeah, it's wild. I mean, I've known a couple prosecutors, and it's just really, I don't know. I would always ask them about their work because I was just always fascinated by it. But Lena Marie says, in the DOJ, there are documents that reference J.E. Oh, right. Yeah, his prostate. That's what it was. But his autopsy released in the document dump mentioned an enlarged prostate, which means that's probably a problem. Thank you very much. You look great. It looks like a school picture.
Yeah, that picture, I'm telling you, when you go back and watch this, go back and watch it at least for that frozen moment. Not the first freeze.
I think Jamie texted it to me. Let me see, dude. Hold on.
It's the second freeze. Like, that should be your profile picture absolutely everywhere.
Oh, that's good.
I told you.
Dude, I might make that, like, when people ask me though, hey, do you have an HD picture for the thumbnail? I might just give them that, and then only the 5,300 people watching right now will know. Like, they're like, oh, that's the freeze.
But no, anybody who watches afterwards will know.
I'm telling you, anytime that you and I stream together and I'm looking at our faces together, if someone, like, we could definitely pass as relatives for sure.
Oh yeah.
When it's side by side, 100%.
I even tried to get my light to match yours. I don't know what kind of light you use.
I don't like.
Hey, look, let me say this on the teeth, the nose, and all that. It's a great thought experiment, and the teeth and the ear look identical. Whether it's him, I don't know. Like, I don't want to go down in history as the guy who said they were the same, but it's compelling enough that it's fun to speculate.
For sure. I mean, listen, like if here's what I would actually land it. If I was forced to bet on it, I would instantaneously bet that it's him. But if it turned out it wasn't,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be pretty surprised, but I wouldn't, it just is what it is. JE was much taller than Pete. Fact. I mean, if you haven't seen them both.
Yeah. Do we know that? Like, how tall was JE?
I mean, here's the thing. No matter what they say, if you haven't stood next to both of them, then you don't know. I mean, like, believe me, this is something I'm very familiar with because there's a very concerted effort of people who were like, Jesse is 5'6", and here's how we know. And like, they took this picture of my buddy Jeff. He's a Navy SEAL he worked with Jake Paul a bunch, or still does actually. They took a picture of me and Jeff together, and I'm standing. Jeff's like 6'1" or something. And in the picture, I don't know, the angle's weird, and I look like significantly shorter than Jeff. And then they have Jeff and Jake in a separate picture. They're all, see, look, Jake is 6'1", here, Jesse's 5'6". There's all this diagram stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, I really am 5'10". Like, none of this is accurate. So, this is
So I asked for what it's worth. I asked Gemini, and it said Palm Beach Pete is 6 feet tall. So how old is Jeff Epstein?
And that's exactly what I understand that he is.
And it says he's 6 feet tall.
Weird.
Now, but Gemini may be wrong. Who knows? You'd have to fact check that. But at first blush, at least it
checks out. Yeah. Broken Simulations. Jay Dory and Bustamante found that E's cell and the cell in the original floor plans of the jail are different. But speaking from experience, no jail cell has a 90-degree wall sticking out in the middle of the room because it blocks the CO's view. From the E's, like his jail cell. Duh. His cell and the cell in the original floor plan of the jail are different. Interesting. Dude, listen, Julian Dory has been on this case. I'm a big fan of his. Like, I really enjoy his I just think he's the kind of person that I really like, where I could see kind of what kind of person is he's but he's gone deep on this case. He said when he first saw Project Palm Beach Pete, he's like, hey guy, I promise it's not that cool that you look like the most prolific, predator of all time.
Person ever? Yeah.
He's like, maybe you should scale this whole thing back, dude. Maybe scale it back. I will be very curious to hear what he thinks after he will see this though, because I'm gonna make a short, like a reel of all of it that'll be really easy to consume. Put it on Instagram X. Everybody will see it. I'll be very curious what he thinks. Scott says the easiest vocal surgery involves shortening or tightening vocal cords, resulting in a higher voice. That's that might explain Palm Beach Pete's Mickey Mouse voice. They love to throw this stuff in our faces. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now that part I believe. Like,
Yeah.
if he did it, he would love everyone to know he did it.
Of course. And the teeth is so funny, man. The next day, oh, here I am in the dentist chair, to fix my teeth because don't want anyone to think that I'm that really bad guy. It's like hilarious. The Carlin Coops, Jesse and Baron together. I caught a live. Needed this tonight. Going pop the popcorn, grab a glass of wine and relax. God bless you guys. Thank you very much. God bless you too. Gabrielle says the same thing. Appreciate you too. And Sydney says, I have become exponentially smart since I began watching these channels.
I believe
awesome,
that.
dude.
I believe that.
And Steven says, take the APAC dough or something terrible might happen. Great show, guys. Me and another creator, you guys would all know, we're talking about that the other night. It's like, what's the number you would take? It's a big ass number. A number that would never get offered.
Oh, you mean to go away?
What's that?
To go away?
No, to take the dough and then just feed their, like, whatever their narrative is, they just tell you what to say and you just say it,
Oh,
like,
give me 25 million. I'll do it.
That's what I said.
Did you really?
I said 20, number. But yeah, 20.
Okay, 25, make it 30.
What I actually said was, we're not I said the absolute bare minimum, we're even having a discussion is 15, but we wouldn't take it at 15. But I said 20. Now we're actually having like a real conversation about whether or not to take it.
Well, let me say this. that's not me saying at all that I think my show is worth that or would ever generate that kind of revenue. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, if you want me to sacrifice my integrity, we're talking 25 million
minimum.
But for 25 million, I'll be like, now guys, if you considered the angle, the bullet coming in, it would slow down the thin mountain air, then it would hit, it would immediately go up. Guys, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He was
and
there.
I was just saying that, like, afterwards, you know, you're a year or two in, you know, say it's like they give it to you and you have to be broadcasting for another like 8 years or 8 to 10 years. And you're just, no matter what they tell you, it's always going to be the exact opposite of what you want to say. And I'm like, by year 2, it would be like acid in my mouth. Like, it would just be, I would hate it. I would hate it.
You know what
so
wouldn't
much.
be acid? My tax-free 25 million.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can do a lot with a tax-free 25 million. It needs to be tax-free. And if I got to pay taxes, I'm going to need 50.
Yep. Yeah. 25 in the bank.
Yes. Like, 25 in my bank, however you get it there, tax-free, after taxes, whatever. But yeah. Come on. I can push a lot of Fed slop.
I am very convincing.
Come on, guys, open up.
It's so funny though, because like, what's the one's name that interviewed Erica on CBS?
Barry Weiss.
Oh, didn't they buy her thing for $100 million or something like that? They like bought. She had like what was it? 150
million, and she had no viewers. Like, no one watched that.
Yeah,
nobody. That was a total payoff.
Yeah, we're getting screwed at 25, actually, dude. If she got $150, come on, dude.
125. 125 is the minimum. I'll give him.
That will be a lot more compelling.
8-year contract at 125. For 200, we can do a package deal.
Yeah. What do they get out of that with her though? Like, what? She's not. I mean, you think they're paying for influence, right? It's like it's not very influential.
Well, they might not be paying for influence. Think about this. You can go around and buy up every creator who might sell their souls to you for money, or you can buy off a couple of them for obscene values that go public, and then everybody thinks, man, if I just play the game, one day they'll knock on my door.
That's true.
So you can buy off 10,000 people, or you can buy off 2 and have 10,000 people singing your tune.
Gosh, they operate at a high level. I mean, I would have never thought to come out as a lookalike of myself and just get a nose job, raise my voice, and then just make my entire brand. I'm the Jesse on Fire lookalike, you know? It's so funny.
If I ever go missing, look for me in Palm Beach driving around a convertible with a slightly different nose.
Yeah. Nashville Ned. Nashville Ned has 8 kids, dude. He just, but he doesn't have a beard anymore, and his nose is a little bit different. So it's not him.
I'll dye my hair just ever so slightly.
Yeah. The real Deed, he says, my 2 favorite guys. Thank you both. Definitely needed this today. Thank you very much. Lizard says, you believe J.E. has the right to ask God for forgiveness and therefore go to heaven, while Gandhi is in hell for not believing, but was good person. Wait, who believes
that? Now, to answer the first question, do I believe anyone on earth could repent and go? Yeah, sure. Like that's no brainer. The second one, I don't have an opinion. I actually default to the church's position. They don't say anyone's in hell. Like, they say people are in hell, but they don't ever say a specific person is in hell. So I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah,
I default to the church's position on that. I don't argue religion.
I was going to say, it seems like a trap question to me, where it's like,
I will state my position if people ask me my position, but I'm not trying to convince anybody on religion.
Shut up and think. What's up, my dude? He says, hey, bro, my brother-in-law, who I thought was nuts, said the same thing about Flight 93. Now I'm like, sorry, bro, you were right. Thanks a lot. Just listen, I never even thought of it until a few days ago. So he was ahead of the curve then, man. He was ahead of the curve. Warrior Doberman Mom says, Jesse, please take Barron out with Heavy Duty Country Coach C. Ian VFT, do a shooting video. That would be epic. Awesome show tonight. God bless you. Yeah, Trigger Smart was actually trying to put that together, and
we've talked about
it's honestly just like all of us have kids and stuff. It's just like it's hard to schedule, if nothing else, you know. And we live in
not only that,
States.
Do you want every channel you follow to go dark for a week at the same time?
Yeah. I mean,
It's kind
listen,
of nice when our vacation schedules are around each other.
yeah. I was showing Baron pictures of like our the backyard of the house that we got. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to have me over." I'm like, "Dude, you can move in and broadcast from my house, dude. You like, there's an open invitation."
And I told you, be careful what you wish for. You.
Yeah. Jamie says, I was in 5th grade on 9/11. I joined the army at 17 because of it, just to find out it was a red flag. JS, it's not a memo. It's a silent understanding. Like that, the Pat Tillman thing too. I mean, man, that's, I mean, a lot's happened since then, there's like, which I think was the purpose of the entire thing. If I had to guess,
Hey, you know what you did today?
Hmm.
I wore my shirt to advertise, get some free advertising on your channel, and you put your banner up. So,
oh, here, I'll take it down.
no,
Dude.
I'm kidding. Keep
No,
the
no,
banner.
the banner is Club Vatra. That's
Totally
me and
kidding.
Danks' company and platform that gives access to, gives creators the ability to like facilitate private Discord groups and a bunch of other like AI features. And now you guys can join my Discord if you want. And the link is in the description. And now I'm going to make it go away.
No, leave it up. I was kidding.
No, it's fine. It's been up plenty long, dude.
You guys
there we go.
check.
Yeah, dog.
I'm just kidding.
RBP. What does it say? What is it?
Real Baron podcast. Real Baron.
Hell yeah.
You can't even see it. I was messing around. You could put your banner back up.
Oh no, you're good, dude.
I want everybody to go
I
over
actually
there.
want them to see this shirt too, dude.
That shirt's dope. Like it's the inverse.
I'm saying, and I got the black one and the red one, and they fit so good. The number one thing I care about with shirts is if they fit well, and this one fits great.
So I quit coaching at the CrossFit gym where I was because I just don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
And my wife came out and she was wearing one of my coach's shirts today, and I was like, "Honey, that's my shirt." She goes, "Well, you don't need it anymore." I was like, "You don't understand. That is the single greatest fitting t-shirt I've ever worn in my life. And I will wear that thing until it has holes in the armpits and all the logos are gone and the collar's all frayed and baconed out. Like that shirt's amazing."
Yeah. My number one is the Sriracha, the red Sriracha t-shirt that I got from Target, but the original one. They like remade it and it has a different blank and it doesn't fit as well. But the original, I have had that shirt. That's been my favorite shirt for like 15 years. And it holds up too. I wear it all the time, wash it every time, and it's still kicking. But these are from TPUSA. These fit real good if you like the kind of fit shirt that I have here. But Scooch says, Redacted did an episode today disputing the flights of 9/11 today. Went through all the flights and the probability. Great episode. I will definitely watch that.
Yeah, same.
I went on when Redacted had me on, and dude, when I got that email, that was one of those ones where I'm like, damn, Redacted wants to have me on. I can't even remember what I talked about with them, but that was one that was very flattering. I was like, because I've been watching them for a long time. Grandma says there were more planes on 9/11, several others that almost got shot down. I was calling planes as an active duty member on 9/11. Didn't realize what I heard until years later.
Wow.
That was a wild day, man. I
remember it very well. How old were you?
Where were you in the morning? Like when you woke up that morning, and like what happened that morning for you?
So I was in college. I was married, but I was in college, and my wife was at work. We'd only been married 2 months, 3 months. She was at work, and I was at home in my apartment getting ready to go to school. And my sister calls me, and she's like, "Turn the TV on." And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Turn the TV on. Something's going on." And only the first building had been struck by that time. And she was like, "What do you think happened?" I was like, "I don't know." So we're listening together. Nurse Casey, the one that works with me now. And while we're talking, you saw the other one light up. And I was like, "Oh no." Because they were speculating, was it a crop duster? Was it a mistake? Was it this? Was it? And then this was before schools were sending everything out on email and all that. So I went up to the school and I realized they'd canceled classes for the day. But they were going to have a meeting for anyone who wanted to come, and you could, pray or listen or meditate or sit in silence or whatever. And so I went up to that because I was already on campus and hung around. I think it was like an hour later, went up there, and everyone was just in like stunned silence. No one had strong opinions. There was no politics in it. No one really knew what was going on. It was just sort of I'm glad you're okay. It was just it was surreal, man. I don't even think the buildings had fallen by the time I left to go to campus. I think I saw them fall while I was on campus, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was wild. How old
That
were
was
you?
a wild day. I know it was a Tuesday because my morning was I was also in college and I had been trying to break up and stay away from my former girlfriend. And I woke up to my mom having called 2 or 3 times. And I woke up and looked and I had my ex-girlfriend in bed with me. And I was like, no. And this is probably not something I should do, but this is her.
Obviously, it was the second biggest tragedy of the day.
Dude, I remember that. I mean, like, listen, she's great. It's not like it's not like a bad girl or anything. It was just like it was very challenging to break up in college because it's such a small environment, you know. It was just like you just constantly somehow end up like. But I was my very first the phone rang. I picked up and I was like, oh my god, no. I don't know what I was doing drinking on a Monday, but I was. And then my mom was like, have you seen what happened? And both towers had already come down because I was in California. So it was like,
earlier.
It was like 9 o'clock. So it was noon on the East Coast. And yeah, I went to one class. The teacher collapsed emotionally, like started hysterically crying. She was young. She was probably, 30 or 28 or something. And she started trying to teach class and she just like completely lost it. And then they canceled school. And it was such a weird feeling because I remember we went over to this house that like a bunch of girls that we were all friends with lived at, and there was a million of us there. And it was like this weird thing where everybody was like kind of happy that school got canceled, but so somber and upset about it was just a really, really weird day. And yeah, like normally people went out on Tuesdays in Chico State. It was Buck night. And I remember people I was like, dude, I'm not going out and partying on the most tragic day in American history, at least in my generation,
No.
Also, I'm hungover, but yeah, then, all right, we got, it's just Zero, Danks, Jesse on Fire, Baron, Real Bays, American Discourse, Kelly Raybon, Candace Owens, the real OGs. Thank you, sir. Juliana says, my cousin was an FBI agent on the ground 9/11, and I only got to ask him a few questions about all the shadiness regarding that day last Christmas. That is one of those things. Like if you get access to someone who may or may not know about something that you spend a lot of time thinking about, that's that's an interesting moment. I got to ask Gabrielle's uncle was one of the lead engineers on the Mars rover. And so I got to, this was in 2017. And I was like, the first question I asked, I was like, how did they do the Apollo missions with the Van Allen radiation belts? Like, how did they do that? And, it was on Facebook Messenger. And he just it's so funny because he looked at it and didn't respond. He always just immediately would respond. He just sat there and I was like, oh, he's not responding. And he just wrote back above my pay grade. I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
Hey, do you believe in the Artemis mission? Do you think they just flew around the moon? Because I don't.
I don't.
One part of me believes.
I don't, because I was at like -1% that we went Apollo, and part of that, of course, had to do with the Van Allen and the many videos I've seen of NASA people being like, yeah, we can't leave lower Earth orbit because of the Van Allen radiation belt. They didn't explain how they technologically, solved that problem. So,
well, to me, it's simpler than that. With all the technology and all the amazing amount of storage we have today, why did they not have a 4K camera sitting in that window the entire time, either streaming live or ready to release when they got back and say, here's our 5-day venture, have fun. This is proof we did it. Get over it. We did it. And then they would describe like, oh my gosh, if you look out at you can see the sun setting behind the earth right now, and you can see the aurora borealis on the northern hemisphere. I'm like, well, turn your camera around. Like, I want to see it. I don't want to see you eat tomato soup. I want to see the moon and the sun. And and then they had just a few pictures. Every picture I ran through an AI machine was like, no, that's not real. No, that's not real. No, that's not real.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was, honestly, I didn't even watch very much of it because I was like, I don't really believe this. And also like, you say, do you think it was real? No, I don't. Cause I didn't even watch it. Cause I was so like, yeah, right. But, I don't know. I don't really know what they're like. I guess they were trying to distract from whatever was going on at the time. Yeah, the prostate was removed. Coach would know about Bourdain. Colin would know about Bourdain. Jeffrey Epstein, 6 foot, and PB. Oh, Palm Beach P is 5'5". No, I don't think so.
I don't think that's true.
Neither do I. Thank you for the live, Jesse. Awesome content. Thank you very much, Cammy. Tony says JE had prostate removed. Dead guys was enlarged. Yeah. 2 favorite gingers. Thank you very much. Jess says I do genealogy. They could have also been unknown family to each other. Just saying, I found my own face in a fam I never knew I had. Yeah, but the teeth thing, dude. The teeth thing is very tough to get around. If this is an op and CK alive, would it be implausible Erica Kirk not with them? Wait, so if this was an op and Charlie Kirk alive, would it be implausible that Erica Kirk is not with him? If what I think you're asking is if it's an op and Charlie Kirk is alive, is Erica, then yeah, I mean the answer to that would be if it was an op and he's alive, for 100% sure Erica's in on it, and it's like a thing. They're not like separate, if that's what's going on. Arkham Ray says, I was an alcoholic for many years. When I quit, I had seizures and it caused me to go colorblind from going cold turkey. My doctor said it was the dumbest, most impressive thing they've seen in sobriety. I just celebrated 10 years. Congratulations, dude.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, but did the color blindness resolve, or are you colorblind forever?
Yeah, I'm interested in that answer too. Oh man, I'm an hour behind. God damn it, dude. Coach thinks he was removed. Coach thinks Bourdain was removed. Okay, got it. For the mods, I lived with the amazing Jonathan, R.I.P. Who's the amazing Jonathan?
Don't know.
Didn't wear AirPods. They have electrodes that line up with your ear canal, and they can run sound control. No bullshit. I think little old Pete looks a little bit like Henry Winkler. Bella Stella became a YouTube manager. Congratulations to the membership. Dr. Rodriguez did a successful face transplant in 2012. Well, they didn't do a very good job on ask Candace to use that facial comparison software. Yeah, I tried to get my AI to do it on the ear, and it was like, I see exactly what you see, and I understand why you think this is the same person, but it's not a good use of mine to say conclusively that it's the same. You know what I mean? Keep doing super chats. Absolutely. Colleen RN Max says 1 hour, 10 minutes behind. Sorry if I addressed fingerprints must be done on Palm Beach Pete. This must be brought up in official presser. You both, God bless. It will never happen. Will never happen. But Aaron, my husband is 6'5". I'm 4'10". Everyone is tall to me.
Hey, my wife, one of her best friends growing up was 4'10", and when I met her, she sat on phone books in her car.
No way. And how'd she reach the pedals?
Steering wheel in your face, right there.
Rabbit Hole Bettina, Don Jr.'s new bride. Trump didn't go to the wedding. Her dad is a character witness banker, allegedly. Dude, I haven't looked into any of that stuff.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Resent the dentist video. Yeah, exactly. Try to have Lake says, thank you very much. Great show. Love the duo. My two phase. After the principal, of course, God bless you both and your families. Thank you very much. Same. Y'all together is awesome. Please do this often for sure. I love doing this. I love doing streams with other streamers. I love it.
That's why when you asked me to do it, I was like, let's find a day we can make it work, because I like it.
It's so fun. Dude. Conspiracies and Cover-Ups is the name of the show where they figure out the jail cell is different. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. Jesse, check your email. Subject 5:15 song for playing with matches pod. It's hilarious. Also, check X tagged you and Baron as twins. Okay, check it out for sure. Dark Theory, Erica being raised as a government asset and purposely given DID, dissociative identity disorder, to explain her ever so slightly different facial features and mannerisms. That whole, like, they give them DID on purpose is dark, man. I don't know, like, don't they, like, the theory is that they, like, basically torture it into him or whatever when they, I don't know.
She does seem to have some sort of weird psychological trait. And I'll just be polite and say it that way.
I don't disagree with that. Jesse, need to move to Middle Tennessee, be here with Baron, Candace, etc. We almost moved to Nashville, man. The many plays on 9/11 were because the exercises taking place simultaneously. Yes, that is one of those things, like kind of like Building 7. Oh, really? Same time, huh?
Yeah.
You know, Baron, so sad you weren't streaming tonight, then found you on Jesse. Great job. Bogo, love you both. Thank you very much. 9/11, I was at work. I had a TV. My daddy had started the business. Janitor, wholesale. I watched news when I typed invoices. I'll never forget. Yeah, it's rough, man. And this is the last one. 2 Cent the Dentist video. Oh, wait. T.E. Sent the Dentist video. I'm confused.
Maybe she's Spanish and she's saying Tay.
Jamie, text me what you meant. She has my cell phone number. So anyway, but yeah, man, I don't know if there's any. Let me run through my tabs and see if there's anything else that we should cover. And
I'm going with she's Spanish. She's using the object pronoun of you, Tay. So she's saying I sent it to you, to Tay.
That's that is highly possible, dude. This whole thing, I just saw a tab of Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. The guy made $1 billion.
No, he's not bankrupt. There's no way.
He's suing his money manager for $175 million and says he's out of money. And that actually is way less surprising than you think if you've been paying even like a little bit of attention, which is there's no reason that you would have been. But like, you know what? Let me show you something interesting about that though, because this is a guy where
if you gave me $1 billion, I would never run out of money.
Me neither. But Floyd was, he would show his jewelry collection, and he would have like 6 of the exact same like piece. It's like a long chain with a Jesus piece, diamonds, identical. Like it's like he had like some kind of like compulsive thing where he'd be in Vegas, he'd go to the jewelry shop. He's like, oh, let me get this one. Let me get this one. Let me get this one. This one, 100 grand, 200 grand. Like he's spending with both hands. Car, 24 cars, 50 cars, 60 cars, jet, boat, all stuff. It's like Brewster's Millions, man. And he always had tax problems. He was always behind on taxes where he would he would do a fight, he'd make $100 million, he would have to pay 32 of it in back taxes and whatever. And it was just absolutely I've been calling this for years because of the combat sports thing, but check this out, dude. So this guy right here is the dude who was apparently running his money. And there was one where I saw pictures of this guy and I was like, oh, no way. Where he's got like, this is not it. That's probably definitely not going to be the one that shows it. He calls it a $175 million scheme. But then when you like get into what he's saying that he did, it's like, he's like, he didn't even consult me when he agreed to sell $100 million of my jewelry and then only got $13 million back. It's like, you were out of money and you owed the money. And so they sold your jewelry and, that's what you get back when you buy $100 million worth of jewelry, dude. Something about a jet. The bottom line is this guy, the guy who it is, in one of the articles, they show 1 million pictures of him and he had a whole line made of like the money team with the same logo as the blue and white team, like all over his stuff.
I was just going to say, I wasn't going to say it, but I looked him up and saw his last name. And
I was like, oh man, everybody's going to love that, dude. People are they're going to go ham on those pictures, dude.
It made a lot more sense when I looked up who it was.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know if he did him, I don't know if he, like, Floyd is not the kind of person where he was not going to listen to anybody. If like, it's like, hey dude, I have an idea. Out of this endless amount of money you have, why don't you just give your money manager $40 million and forget about it, right? And then just say, this is I'll never be poor no matter what money. And if I run out of everything else, just you take care of this and then tell me what we have and how much money I have to spend per month if I ever go bankrupt elsewhere. Nope.
So I have a different philosophy. You give no one more than 100 million. If you have $1 billion,
any one person. Oh yeah.
No, you have 10 money.
40. Managers. I said give him one guy 40.
Yeah. But you give 10 guys 100 million, and now you diversified your risk of theft and loss and bad.
For sure, yeah.
Then you hire one guy to just watch those 10 people.
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah. But I don't think that this guy probably was just being predatory because Floyd would have been the easiest person to prey on ever. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The guy, he can't, like, Floyd can't read. He's like,
he can't read?
legit. I mean, when 50 Cent and him got into that beef, because 50 Cent, like, people who don't know these guys would look at them and go, oh, both kind of come from a similar backgrounds, both super rich. That's like, those two guys could not possibly be more different. Like 50 Cent's like a mogul who, you know, has attorneys and all that stuff. Floyd just makes so much money and then has none of that infrastructure at all. And yeah, that's it. When they got into it, what happened was Floyd was going into jail for like a year or something like that. And he told 50 Cent to set this company up. So 50 Cent spent like $2 million doing a bunch of stuff. And then when Floyd got out, he said that Floyd just started buying all these cars, buying all this stuff. And so 50's like, he's like, are you going to give me the $1 million of the $2 million that I spent for this thing that I was supposed to do for you? He's all, man, I never told you to do that. I never told you to do that. And he wouldn't pay him. And then so that conflict led to them splitting apart. And then 50 told everybody he doesn't know how to read. And then there was something happened where it turned out like he really doesn't know how to read, like for real, at least at the time.
That's tragic.
It is sad.
Like take 3 months and go get a tutor and learn how to read. So you can, I mean, like I understand back in the 1200s, no one knew how to read, but today, I mean, if you have any kind of assets, you have to be able to read.
Yeah.
Like otherwise people are going to take advantage of you.
For sure. I mean, Tyson Fury's family, this was actually kind of gangster. It was I think it was the Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou fight. And they were interviewing, you know, because Tyson Fury's family, they're all gypsies. Like these guys are a bunch of 7-foot gypsies. And that's a long lineage of gypsy bare knuckle world champion boxers. And like they interviewed his brother and they were like, so what did you think about yada yada? He's like, what do you think about this? And he literally just looked him dead in the face as if there was nothing to be ashamed of. He's like, I don't know how to read. What does that say? And I was like, damn. Like just like not like no, he's like, I don't know how to read. What does that say? I was like, whoa. You know, I don't have a lot of experience with gypsies, so I don't know if that's normal or not. You know, but like
the next gypsy I meet will be the first.
Okay. Here's a gypsy or what Jamie was saying. She sent the thing of Pete in the dentist chair. I'll show you that, and then we can wrap it up. I got to put these kids to sleep here. Yeah. Check this out. Hey guys, you know I know everybody's saying I'm that really bad guy, but I'm going to be getting my teeth fixed now. So, where is his account? All right, here, like Palm Beach Pete dentist. Whoop. What do you got working on? You doing a show tomorrow?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
I can't tell you, but it's big.
Oh,
well, we have I didn't even know that I want to say that. We have something due to us tomorrow that we received word today we would be getting tomorrow. And assuming we get it in time to do a show, I think it'll be a good show.
What on earth?
It'll be it's topical and it should be really good.
Nice, man. Yeah, I just was looking for this and I couldn't, when I searched him, I couldn't find him. I'm like, no way. I thought he had seen this and just blocked me or something. I'm like, no way. But
Palm Beach Pete?
Yeah. Okay, I got him. Check this out. So this is okay, watch this, ready?
Where in the world is Palm Beach Pete now? He's at the dentist getting his teeth fixed, so my bottom teeth don't get compared to that really bad guy. You know what I'm talking about. So it's a process. It'll take some time, but I'm at the dentist taking care of it. Peace out, Palm Beach Pete.
It's him, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
It's him, dude.
If it's not, he is playing into it and doing everything to make people think it's him.
It's him. And he wants everybody to know. Like, what? Hey, guys. So this meme went around showing that my teeth are identical to Jeffrey Epstein's. And, you know, I am one of the smartest people to, you know, navigate this whole thing. And I thought the smart thing to do would be to make an Instagram and point that direction so that if you haven't seen it, you will now, you know?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Palm Beach Pete out.
this has been fun because this is not something I would have entertained and covered. But not because I think it's not worth covering. I just, you get busy and you get focused on certain things and you have your next several shows lined up. And I love Trigger Smart's video he did on it. And this was fun. Like I never just entertain fun things like this much anymore. So this was a lot of fun.
I wouldn't have like this because 99 out of 100 times stuff like this is just it's stupid. And it's like, oh, okay. It was when the teeth thing. That's when I was like, wait, what was that? Yeah.
The teeth, the ear, the stuttering on the F, the fact that he came out of nowhere and he just happened to get a public profile the day after being spotted looking exactly like JE driving down the road in a convertible. I mean, it's just
same clothes, same car, same he's not hiding the ball, man.
No.
Anyway, this is great, dude. We'll do it again. And thanks everybody for hanging out. And oh wait, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I have a few more super chats. I'll do those because I don't leave them hanging. But okay, so Sure says, please go to your last videos, read comments. I have a compression fracture in lumbar 2, need to go to sleep. Please go to your last videos, read comments. All right, I will check it out. And then hey guys, great live tonight. Can you share the names of those movies you were talking about for 9/11? Loose Change is one of them, and then the other one is Zeitgeist. And there's part 1, 2, 3. Those are not just about 9/11 though.
No, but they're both on YouTube.
Yeah,
I looked it up.
Scott says the space between the bottom of your nose and the top of your upper lip is called the philtrum. JE and PB and PBP very long. Check vertical lines too. Yep. The world is so dark right now. Thank you both for speaking truth and also making us laugh as well. Love both of your podcasts. Congrats on GB Barron. Grandbaby. Yep.
Oh, grandbaby. Yeah. Jesse got to meet her today.
I did. She's so cute, dude.
Yeah. I out of respect for my daughter, I'm not showing her, face and all that because that's not my place to make her public like that. But she was here and Jesse called and he was on FaceTime showing me something. I was like, hey, check this out. Turn the camera.
Yeah, she's really cute. So it's funny because like my audience actually, because I've had my kids on a million times. They're like, you shouldn't put your kids on. I'm like, believe me, they're safe. And they're like, yeah, no, but the reason we say this is because people can take their faces and do AI with them. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I literally hadn't even thought of it.
That's my real concern. Yeah.
Well, awesome, dude. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, dude. We'll talk soon. All right, everybody.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.
And